and gentlemen, it's the Tri-City Americans versus the Portland Winterhawks. Brought to you by Cable 15 Sports with our announcers, Kirk Williamson and Tony Ott with KTCR, 1340 AM.
Well, it's the last game at home for the Tri-City Americans before they start the long road trip back to the Eastern Division. The Americans will play next Sunday night in Lethbridge, Alberta. But tonight, the team is the Portland Winterhawks. Only the goalie is back. Olaf Kolzig arrived on Monday, practiced on Tuesday with the Americans, but he will not be between the pipes tonight. Goalie Donnie Blishen will be in the pipes for the Tri-City Americans once again. Two reasons. One, he has the hot hand. Two, Ole's been not playing for about 5 days after he left the Washington Capitals and was returned to the Tri-City Americans. We'll have the face-off and tonight's game coming up on this Cable 15 telecast.
First of all, for the visiting Portland Winterhawks on defense, it's number 3, Mike Rourke. Starting at center, it's number 8, Scott Maidan. At left wing, number 18, Brent Fleetwood. On defense, number 25 is Jeff Sebastian. At right wing, starting is number 27, Todd Kinneberg. In goal tonight, for the Winterhawks, it's number 30, Dean Insworth. And now the starting lineup for your Tri-City Americans. Starting on defense, it's number 3, David Podlupny. Also on defense, number 7, Sharon Sandwich. Starting left wing, it's number 8, Brian Sakic. Starting at center, number 14 is Stu Barnes. And right wing, starting at number 24, Kyle Reeves. And in goal tonight for your Americans, number 1, Don Blishen. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please rise for our national anthem?
And bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Buddy, you're a boy, make a big noise, playing in the street, gonna be a big man someday. You got mud on your face, you big disgrace, kicking your can all over, singing, we will rock you. We will rock you. Buddy, you're a young man, hard man, charging in the street, gonna take on the world someday. You got a lot of
Scott Maidan on the face-off. Puck is down. Barnes sweeping it back right side to Podlupny. Lover goes to the left side to Sandwith and right back to Podlupny. They started up the right wing boards. Lays it right off the boards for Sakic. Sakic breaks in, looks for Barnes behind him. Stewie with it, steps in, right in front of the net, puck's loose, shot, blocked, as Intwert goes down on his backside, but the Winterhawks have the puck. They try to shoot it out of their own zone and finally do. Now Donnie Blishin comes out a long ways out of the net, plays it off into the left corner. In the Tri-City zone, Podlebny takes a whack at it, and it goes behind the net one more time. Blishin with it will sweep it back to the right side. Picked up there by Podlebny. Looking at Kyle Reeves. Neat headman pass to Reeves. Can't quite handle it, and back is Ruark for the Winterhawks. He puts it right on the stick of Steve Jakes, as Jakes is on now for the Americans. Reeves and Barnes, but it's stolen away by Sebastian. Back into center ice, and Jakes has it. Jakes with the puck. Puts it on Reeves' stick. Losing it there. Here come the Winterhawks. Fleetwood up the right side. Fleetwood, cross ice left, has a man. Shot blocked by Blishin. Nice save, Donnie Blishin. And the puck goes back behind the net one more time. Winterhawks had a chance from straight away, and Blishin comes up big. Now Barnes takes it in to the Portland zone, pulls up at the blue line. Cross ice pass left for Ruck. Ruck dumps it down low. Finds Reeves in the slot, a little hot. Reeves couldn't quite handle it. Here comes Fry. Rick Fry brings it up for the Winterhawks. Left side, shot around behind the net wide from Cam Daniluk. And the Americans race back out to center ice. Reeves takes a hip check, loses the puck there to Dorchak. His shot, butterflied away by Donnie Blishin into the corner left. And the Americans chase after it. Now Barnes rifles it the length of the ice. It'll be icing when the Winterhawks get to it. And racing back for it is Rick Fry. The Rock will put some wood on it, and we get a timeout. With the score, Tri-Cities nothing, Portland nothing. On the face-off, the puck goes into the Portland zone. Winterhawks with it, back in their own zone. Harrison shoots it back to center ice. Now Krause cuts it off. Goes left to Scotty Levens. Levens will dump it into the Portland zone. Goes into the corner. This is the grinding line for the Americans. Levens, Spenrath. Levens goes down, but Nibbs is there. Nibbs, quick wrist shot. Pad save by Intwert. Fires it back to center ice. Sherstank is there, dumping it back in. It'll be picked up by Ruark for the Winterhawks. They're in red with black. Puck comes around behind the net. They play it up the left or right wing now to Brad Harrison. Harrison crunched by Nibbs, and Levens has the puck. Levens for the Americans. Blue line, offside Tri-Cities, but Portland takes possession, and they dump it back to center ice. Now the Americans fire it back in one more time. Only had a couple shots on goal here. Sebastian losing it on a bad pass to center ice. Picked off Harrison as he picks Sandwith's pocket. But nice defensive play there by Podlebny to save a breakaway for Portland. Sandwith finds Lindsay walking in the right side. Lindsay shot missed. And the puck's loose beside the net. Picked up by Jorgensen. Jorgensen losing the puck as Lindsay plays it around behind the net to Dirksen. He fans on the shot. Devin Dirksen in the corner being worked over by Brandon Smith. Americans with it. They try to center, and the goalie, Intwert, plays the pass, and we get a whistle.
That'll be the first penalty of the night called tonight by referee Brad Davis. An elbowing
Won't be the last.
As it goes against the Portland Winterhawks. The Americans find themselves on the good side of the power play.
It will be Len Jorgensen.
Portland Winterhawk penalty.
He came from Victoria, did he not?
I believe you're right, Kurt.
3:24, the time of the penalty, giving the Americans power play number 1. Olaf Kolzig is in the Coliseum. He is dressed for tonight's game. The coaches do not expect to see him in action because he's had about a 5-day layoff. His gear was late getting here. And besides that, Donnie Blishin is playing very well, thank you. Face-off, won by the Winterhawks. The Americans dump it in, back to the blue line. Jakes keeps it in play. Jakes fires, nice stick save by Intwert, and Dirksen jumps on the puck. Americans on the power play. Oh, check it, that's Sakic, rather. Sakic left side, comes up front, Barnes. Barnes back to Sakic. On the left, in the slot, Spenrath one time, no. Knocks it away, back to Brian Sakic, up to Barnes. Barnes, Sakic in the slot. Sakic up to Jakes. Back to Sakic, right side, the overload right. Back to Jakes, top of the slot, a drive! Puck's loose, deflected up front. Spenrath now to Barnes in the slot. Barnes able to poke it away, and they fight for it in the corner. Reeves now trying to get on the puck. Portland trying to drive it away. Spenrath, backhand shot blocked. May have hit the pipe on the short side. Now Portland able to drive it back to center ice, but Jakes goes back. Working on Kenneber. Portland picked up Kenneber from Prince Albert. Now the Americans get it to Barnes. Barnes breaks in left. Barnes tried to center to Spenrath. Dropped right back to him. Barnes with it around behind the net, right side, shoots it in. Sakic, his shot blocked. Nice play again by Antwerp as Portland able to keep the puck out of the net so far. Right side, Sakic hit the pipe. One more time. Sakic's had a couple of big chances here for the Americans out front. Jakes will drive it again. No, right, Sakic. Sack shot! Scored! Redirected by Spenrath, and he'll get the goal.
Steve Jakes took a Portland defenseman out of the angle and was able to pass that puck down into, I believe it was, let's see.
Sakic.
Sakic, and Sakic was to Spenrath, exactly. And Spenrath got his stick down on the ice, was able to deflect it high upward inward body and into the net, and you knew the Americans were going to come out on that one. They have been playing fantastic hockey down inside the Portland zone. The Americans lead 1-0.
Well, it was finished around the net that the Americans coaching staff was looking for when they found Brian Sakic and Kyle Reeves. Spenner gets the goal. Sakic and Jakes the assist. Power plays goal at the 4:46 mark, and the puck is shot clear out of play by the Winterhawks as they try to sky it into the American zone. Nothing doing there. The Americans defensemen have been pretty tough on Portland at the blue line.
Well, so far what has been is that the Tri-City American forwards, Kirk, have also been sending all three of them down into the Portland zone. Great forechecking and able to get the giveaways that Portland has handed to them and able to take those shots on inward. They keep this up all night. Kirk, we're looking at a 15-goal game.
Here's Brad Loring against Judson Ennis on the faceoff. Loring wins the draw. Fry driving it into the Tri-City zone. Americans with it. Up the left wing now to Jason Bowen. Bowen, headman pass, tried to get it to Loring. Loring just couldn't quite get on it, and it's covered up by Intward. Nice play there by Loring and Bowen as he had Loring by a step, but he just overled him.
And just a little bit, too. If it would have been 6 inches back towards you, then it would have been right on the stick of Loring, and Loring would have been all by himself heading in there. Another thing I just noticed, too, is that the Portland defense is not getting back to help their goaltender out.
No.
I'm not sure if they're tired or not. They can't be tired, but there was a lot of Americans sitting down right there in front, and Intward, all he had to do was cover it up. There was nobody to help him out.
Portland played last at Kamloops on Sunday night. Face-off, won by the Winterhawks. Shot out to center ice. No icing as it goes beside the net. Blishin will play it, slap it off the glass. Judson Ennis jumps on it, centers nicely to Harrison. Harrison in the slot, walks in, shoots, scores! Portland tied it up. Judson Ennis almost by himself.
Now that's a giveaway down there in the American zone as sloppy puck handling cost the Americans on that one. As Judson Ennis was able to thread a nice pass over to Harrison. Harrison was able to backhand it right between Belishin's pads. It slid right past the red line. It's tied up at 1.
Well, and Belishin, in his defense, it was actually a bouncer, and it looked to me like it might have jumped right over his stick. He took a whack at it.
Scored by number 20, Wayne Anchikowski. The assist to number
Check that, Anchikowski got it.
Harrison, and number 7, Justin Ennis. At 5:23.
Anchikowski from Ennis and Harrison is the call. And we're tied at 1 here at Tri-Cities Coliseum. Winterhawks with it. Breaking out one-on-one. Daniluk with Ruck. Daniluk tries to center, and it's knocked away. Jeff Sebastian couldn't get to it. The Americans wheel right back for it. Terry Degner, cross ice right, looking for Dirksen. Finds him. Going into the right corner. Devin Dirksen with the puck. Centered right on the doorstep is Lindsay, and it won't go. Lindsay just overstepped the puck. Now he steals it right back, or Degner steals it back, rather. Puck shot back into the Portland zone. Shift change Tri-Cities as the Winterhawks put it on Thudium's stick. Thudium, blue line. Sandwich steals it right away. Finds Billy Lindsay. Lindsay to Dirksen, and it's poked away by Rick Fry. Portland with it, right side. Thudium walks right down the slot, tried to find Fry, 2-on-1. Nice defensive play by Steve Jakes to tie up Calvin Thudium. Puck comes out to the left point, long distance shot. Pad saved by Donnie Blishin. And the puck goes into the right corner. Sandwith with it, back behind the Americans' net. Around to the left side, Linden. Jamie Linden back up front. Smith, a drive. Blishin makes the save. Nicely directed to Lindsay. Lindsay takes a hit, loses the puck. And Brian Gorley walks in and takes a shot, but it's wide of the net. Americans with it. They fire it back out to the blue line. Picked up by Lindsay. Lindsay 1-on-3. Now he'll dump it into the Portland zone. Winterhawks drop back after it. Shift change Tri-Cities. Barnes line. Here comes Portland. That's Jamie Black across the blue line. Tries to center. One-time shot blocked. Fleetwood shot blocked by Blishin. Nice save on the pads by Donnie Blishin as Sakic is hauled down. Reeves and Barnes go in with the puck, but it's taken away by Portland. Reeves taken down big time by Linden. He's not big, but he's a tough customer. Now Barnes just crunches Fleetwood, and the Americans bring it back up. Headman pass to Barnes. Barnes with it at the blue line. Barnes finds Reeves in the slot. Reeves shot blocked. Sakic can't get to it. Sack can't get to the rebound. Puck's loose along the boards, backhanded into Reeves. Now Barnes right of the net. Tried to jam it. No. Barnes and Reeves. Barnes tried to center. Couldn't do it. Got by Sakic. Here comes the puck. Up the right side, Fleetwood. Drives it in. Left of the Tri-Cities net. Rebound out to Sherstanka. Fleetwood jumps on him, but Krause is there. Whoop! Bad pass by Krause. Giveaway. Reeves is there to break it up. Portland with it at the blue line. Back into their own zone. Kinneber behind the net, centered right out in the slot, walking in, shot, blocked by Blishin, great save, Donnie Blishin. Here come the Americans, Barnes with it. Portland getting some pressure on now as Barnes brings it up to the blue line. Barnes beats two-man, shoots high, and it's over the net off the glass to Krause. Krause tried to make the pass, and Kinneber broke it up. Now Portland with it, long distance, driving it in beside the net. Nibbs wheels around, he'll have it for the Americans. Calvin Nibbs, cross-ice pass to Levens. Levens muscles his way to the blue line and gets clobbered and is in offside.
One of the things you're noticing, it is free will at both ends of the ice, going back and forth, back and forth. But one of the big things that you're noticing is the Americans are taking some chances. They're sending all their forwards down into the corners to get things started in the Portland zone. When you do that, you leave yourself a little bit of the end of the ice, the other end, the Portland end, you're leaving yourself open. And sometimes that allows them to rush down with 2-on-1s, 3-on-2s, and they're able to take those quality shots. And Portland's had a few of them here in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, and Blishin has made some quality saves, too. Face-off won by the Winterhawks. Sebastian, backhand pass to Dorchek. Dorchek stood up at the blue line, loses it to the Americans. Portland gets it right back. Ruark, quick pass to Dorchek, cross-ice right, Thudium. Thudium, top of the slot, goes to the left side, one-time shot, wide to the net, comes around to the right. Ruark drives it in. Blishin, glove save, and they'll freeze it right there. Great save by Donnie Blishin. That one would have gone in the hole.
Mike Ruark right there taking that shot from out at the right point, and he was able to blister that thing, and low, too, to the ice. Greg Spenrath was trying to get out of the way, but was unable to as the puck went straight down the ice, and almost, you would say Greg Spenrath was the guy right there to screen out Donnie Blishin, but Donnie came up very big with a great glove save. We'll have a face-off off to the left side of Donnie Blishin.
It'll be Innes against Levens. Innes wins it. Jorgensen a drive, but it was way wide of the net. Out to the left point. Smith cuts it off, fires it in. The Americans steal the pass. Here comes Ruck. Up the left side to Spenrath. Spenrath to the left point. Drops it off for Nibbs. Whoops. And Portland steals it away. Harrison to the blue line. Harrison into the left circle. Shoots, but it's blocked by Blishin. Whoop! The Americans got to it and almost directed into the Tri-Cities net by Ruck. This time it's fired back in around the dasher board. It'll be picked off in the right corner by Jakes. Jakes ahead to Spenrath. Innes diving back in, takes possession of the puck, makes the pass, and Gorley is knocked down. Innes with it into the right corner to Brian Gorley. Gorley goes down. Now Levens will pick up the puck, and the Americans will start the rush. Levens up the left side. Scotty Levens at the blue line, but no help. Now it's chopped into Levens at the blue line, offside Tri-Cities.
Calvin Nibbs was sweep checking that puck, and it just happened to get right past the blue line, and Scotty Levens was hauled down inside the Winterhawks zone. He put his wood on it, and they called an offsides on it. You know, Judson Innes, 16-year-old last year, Spokane before being sent to Brandon. He took a year off from hockey and returned last season to play Tier 2 with the Powell River of the British Columbia Junior Hockey League. He tallied 60 goals in 60 games and led his team with 135 points.
Well, he led the BC Junior League in scoring last year with the Powell River Paper Kings. Here comes Ruark to the blue line. Dumps it into the Tri-City zone. 10 minutes to play. We're tied at 1, first period. But Loveney plays it out to the right side to Wade Smith. Smith, headman pass to Loring. Loring looks at Bowen, gets taken off the puck, but it's into the Portland zone. Now Loring tried to center. Smith couldn't get to it. Bowen couldn't get to it. Bowen keeps it in play, and we get a whistle. And we're going to have an interference call, I think.
We got Rick Fry going to the sin bin, definitely for holding Jason Bowen, as Jason Bowen was trying to get himself free to get out there and get the puck. And it was like it took for about 30 seconds for somebody to get their whistle in their mouth, and I won't give you any names, Mr. Brad Davis.
Well.
Oh, and now we've got
high sticking, and we've got...
Boy. Yeah, here we go now.
Coincidental minors.
And that was purely Rick Fry, by the way, folks, as far as holding on to him. And Jason Bowen, the best thing he could do was just try to get away from the grips of Fry.
Well, let's see what the call is. We'll get it from Tom Latham.
Penalty to number 14, Rick Fry. 2 minutes for high sticking. Tri-Cities penalty to number 29, Jason Bowen. 2 minutes for holding. Those penalties at 10.
What?
Yeah.
Face-off right circle in the Portland zone. Winterhawks with it. Fleetwood up the right side. Shovels a pass backhand and it's wide of the net. Looked like it might have been a shot. Hicks can't get to it, and the Americans have it. Up the right wing boards is Jason Smith. Up Loring in offsides, and we'll bring it back. Not Jason Smith, Wade Smith. Wearing number 11 for the Tri-City Americans, and the puck will come back outside the blue line.
You know, Kirk, that was the Tri-City Americans' 76th goal they scored here just a little while ago. Last season at this time, 35 round rubber discs found their way to light the lamp. At this time last year, it took until December the 9th, 88, before they even got their 76th goal.
9:22 to play, first period. We're tied at 1 here at Tri-Cities Coliseum. Jorgensen trying to drive it into the Tri-City zone. Knocked down at the blue line. Now Kinneber offside. Kinneber picked up from Prince Albert in a 3-player deal for Terry Black and Eric Badsgon. And I'll tell you what, I don't know about Terry Black, but I can guarantee you that Portland wishes they had Badsgon back now that Byron Defoe is down.
And it's still unknown how long he's going to be out, Kirk. 2 weeks, 2 months, it depends. Knee injuries are pretty tough.
Well, they are. I was talking with Portland broadcaster Dean Broman. I'll tell you about that in a minute. As the puck is dumped back into the Tri-City zone, Kinneber takes the linesman down. Now the Americans try to bring it out. Headman pass for Barnes missed, and it's into the Portland zone. It will not be icing as Barnes wheels in. The puck shot away. Sakic there tried to get it to Barnes. Barnes trying to kick it loose. Now Portland with it. Kinneber plays it down beside the net. Barnes can't get it from Jorgensen. Back out to the right side. Sherstanka dives in, makes the play. Now Sakic with it. Sakic tried to get it to Reeves. Not enough mustard on the pass, and they're back to center ice. Nice hip check there by Krause as he puts Fleetwood upside down. Shot taken left by Jason Hicks, and it's knocked away easily by Blish, and quick pad save. Now the pass to Sakic a little too hot. Portland with it. Bing bang, they knock it through center ice. Back for it is Krause. Rob Krause with the puck, looks up the left side, finds Stewie Barnes. Barnes blue line. Barnes triple team. Boy, he draws a crowd. Barnes now taken down, and Barnes got really whacked. And the referee didn't see it. You hear the crowd. Now Barnes is back up, but Brad Davis is not going to give him the call. I can almost bet you. Well, you hear the crowd. If it sounds a little more like a lynch mob than a crowd, it's probably pretty close.
Yeah, that's they're looking at Stu right now.
Stewie working on a new sport, is he?
Him and Greg Louganis. As now Brad Davis says the whistle just to stop the play. They're going to bring it out just inside the Portland Winterhawks zone, but I see a little red mark down there.
I do too.
And that generally indicates.
Now Rick Kozubak is standing at the edge of the bench, and they want to argue. They want Brad Davis to come look at the blood
that is
on Stewie's lip, because now Davis telling Barnes to get off as Barnes went over to get a drink of water during the stoppage in play.
And Colin Ruck is going over there to say he's off. Stu wanted to exchange him for Ruck, and they said no. So they're going to take Stu off for at least this shift.
Well, Degner out there now between Loring and Dirksen with Jakes and Ruck at the blue line. Here comes the Winterhawks. Sebastian as Portland wins the draw. Puck goes cross ice left to Daniluk. Cam Daniluk takes it into the corner. Americans with the puck as they skittle it away, bring it around behind the net. Headman pass up the left wing boards for Lindsay. Sebastian there to drive it right back into the American zone. Ruck plays it behind the net to Jakes. Oops, Jakes couldn't handle it. Loose puck right out in front of the slot. Backhand shot. Daniluk blocked up front, and the Americans try to sweep it back out of there. Penalty coming. against Portland.
Yes, it
Tripping
is.
will be
A
the
tripping
call.
penalty. I believe it's going against Daniluk. I believe number 23 is going, maybe not. It's nope. It was right down in front. Now, there was a lot of players. Number 16 for the Winterhawks. Thudium is going to get ticketed for that one.
That one comes at the 12:21 mark. We are tied at 1. Power play number 2.
Calvin Thudium, 2 minutes for tripping at 12:21.
Face-off just outside the blue line in the Portland zone. Dirksen on the face-off against Fleetwood. Fleetwood wins it. They fire it back into the Tri-City zone. Back behind the net goes Blishin, leaves it for Jakes. The Americans will start to break it out. Jakes with the puck. Cross ice right, finds Sakic. Sakic, whoop, overskated. Gets it out front. Portland all over the place, and they steal it away. Thudium, he goes down. Check it, it wasn't Fleetwood, it was Brad Harrison. And we get a whistle. I think Harrison may have been offside.
Yeah, Harrison took the puck in on into the zone as Fleetwood was in, trying to get his skates back out. He had one skate almost out on the blue line, but it wasn't good enough as linesman called an offside. Linesmen tonight, Steve Murphy, and Corey Bowles. We've seen Corey in here. He's a pretty good linesman.
Yep. We've seen Brad Davis plenty, too. 7:18 to go in the first period. 1-1 tie. Seems to me we had Davis up at Kamloops the other night. Innes and Sakic. Sakic loses the draw to Innes, but the Americans have it as they're able to drive it back into their own zone. Jakes picks it off to Billy Lindsay. Lindsay drops it for Barnes. Barnes with it in the slot. Barnes with the puck. Taken down, keeps it in play. Judson Innes, foot race with Jakes. Innes from the left side, one-on-one. Innes pulls up, goes to the right, sweeps up a shot, blocked by Blishin. Stick save Blishin, and here comes Jakes. Jakes with the puck, looks it over, goes left to Sakic. Sakic with it. Sakic, Spenrath, and Barnes. Sakic from the right side. Shoots it into the slot, finds Lindsay, and Lindsay gets hammered and loses the puck back to center ice. About a minute left in the power play. They find Barnes at the left side. Fleetwood's all over him. Now Spenrath gets it into the zone. Sakic picks up the puck. Sakic, right side to Jakes. Shoots, and he's blocked. Jakes was taken down hard as he was breaking in on the corner of the net. Out to Spenrath. Cross ice right to Brian Sakic. Sakic with the puck. Cross ice left to Barnes. Barnes up front. Jakes left. Barnes. Barnes looks in, smothered by Fleetwood, but Barnes gets it right back. Barnes down low in the corner. Sweetwood flipping at it. Puck's loose in the slot. Spenrath out to Jakes. Jakes a drive. No. Right side Sakic. Spenrath can't redirect it. And Portland there to dump it back into the American zone. Blishin comes way out to make the play to Barnes. Barnes blue line. Barnes wheels in. Barnes with the puck. Takes it all the way in. Puck's loose. They score! Spenrath to clean up the mess. Spenrath, and I think Barnes and Blishin will get assists.
No doubt about it. Donnie Blishin will get an assist as he passes it up to Stu Barnes. Stu goes all the way in, takes 3 Portland defensemen with him into the net, was able to get a half shot off. The puck laid right out in front of Intward, and there was Greg Spenrath to knock it home. The Americans have jumped back out on top, 2-1, a power play goal for the Americans.
And they're 2 for 2.
The American second goal! Scored by number 27, Greg Spenrath. The assist to number 14, Stu Barnes. And number 1, Don Blishin. A power play.
That's Blishin's 4th assist, I think, of the year. 2-1. It's either the 3rd or 4th. 2-1 Americans. First period, about 6 minutes to go. Tri-Cities with it. Centering pass for Bowen. Couldn't get it done. Now Bowen left side as Krause plays it down low. Portland jumps all over him. Puck goes around to the right side. It'll be picked up by Dirksen. Dirksen tried to play it back to Bowen. Couldn't. Puck's loose. Here come the Winterhawks. 3-on-2. Up the left side they go. Jamie Black trying to bring it in. Now it's loose in the slot right in front of the Americans' net. But Tri-Cities there to break up the play. Dagner tried to headman the pass out to center ice for Dirksen. Couldn't do it. Now it comes up to Terry Dagner. Dagner blue line, offside. And Dagner takes a shot. High sticking will be the call.
And Devin Dirksen wants to go over there and try to police this.
Dirksen saw that one happen, is all set to take a piece of Mike Ruark. Degner got high stick big time. Boy, he really got unloaded on. And the Winterhawks will give up another dumb penalty.
And Kraus is ready to go at it right now.
Now Kraus and Jorgensen exchange
and
friendly discussion.
Davis has got his pencil. He's sharpening it up as he's writing down everybody.
Making a list and checking it twice. Kraus is going to go. Jorgensen is going to go. And I don't know who else. Let's take a quick timeout with the Americans leading 2-1. Back at Tri-Cities Coliseum, as referee Brad Davis still working on his Christmas list down there. Well, we got Kraus and Jorgensen both gone, but Jorgensen may have bought himself a big one there.
Well,
and I don't know what else.
Degner got a piece of somebody's stick in the face. I didn't quite catch the number on the back of the Winterhawks jersey, but Degner really hit the ice, number 19 for the Americans. He seems to be skating around pretty good right in front of the Americans bench there. And I know that they're down there, Spenrath is down there talking at the referee circle right in front of the official scorers table, trying to get things worked out with one of the linesmen. Got a quick score for you, Kirk, in the WHL. Victoria over at Saskatoon tonight. The hapless Victoria Cougars, whoa, whoa, whoa. They are finding themselves behind the Blades 3-1 after one period of play.
Well, now I see Davis giving a roughing indication. And Spenrath is making some indications.
I wonder if Davis has ever worked at a police force before. I mean, he's got that thing laid open just like you'd see one of the traffic cops do.
He's got a ticket book working there. Well, they continue to sort this out. Let's take another quick timeout with the Americans leading 2-1. Brian Corley got 2 minutes for high sticking. Kraus and Jorgensen got 2 each for roughing. And Jorgensen got an additional 10-minute misconduct for lipping off at the referee.
What that means is that the Tri-City Americans have their third power play of the night.
Well, they're 2 for 2 so far.
But their power play has just been incredible, Kirk.
Spenrath with 2 goals. Another hat trick. No.
Oh, boy.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
The Hart wouldn't be able to handle it. Mine or his.
Yeah, 36.25% the Americans are clipping off this year. 29 for 80 in the power play department.
Pair of 8s out there, Maiden and Sakic. Maiden wins the draw, back to Rick Fry. The Winterhawks have moved him to a defenseman position, and he's playing very well. Puck shot into the Tri-City zone. Blishin will leave it for Jakes. Tri-Cities on the power play. Jakes steps out from behind the net, and he'll bring it right straight up the middle. Headman pass into the slot. Knocked away. Now Spenrath able to carry it in. Puck's loose as Portland trying to fire it back out. Now Barnes will wheel back into center ice with Maiden to get it. Barnes taking off the puck. Now back to Maiden. Maiden getting around Barnes with the puck. Scott Maiden now back into his own, back into neutral ice as he had to reset. Left side, and the Winterhawks try to drop it into the American zone. Can't. Jakes with the puck. Jakes turns, looks around, goes up the left wing or right wing boards to Sakic. Sakic wheels, right side Reeves. Kyle Reeves with it in the slot. Reeves left for Spenrath. Wouldn't go. Now Barnes there to steal it away. They get Barnes and Jakes at the point. Right in the slot. Nice pass. Reeves shot. Blocked. Incourt dives on top of it along with Rick Fry. And I'm not sure, but what Fry didn't make the save and may get called for a delay.
Well, I don't see Davis making any indication of that, but it should have been. Rick Fry dove right on the puck and was able to do Incourt's job. As guess who was standing on the back door waiting for the gift? Greg Spenrath. Hat Trick was sitting there waiting for him.
Yes, sir. 4:01 to go. In the first period, 2-1 Tri-Cities. Kirk Williamson, Tony Ott at Tri-Cities Coliseum. Another sellout. Face off right circle, Fleetwood. There are seats available before every game, a few hundred. So you need to trot yourself over here and pick them up because there is an opportunity to watch hockey. They also have a season ticket exchange program going on. You can call the box office for details. Face-off, won by the Winterhawks in their own zone, and they pull up. Freeze it against the boards. 55 seconds remaining in the penalty to Brian Gorley. And the Americans on their third power play of the night. Scotty Levins with Nibs and Lindsay. Levens wins the draw. Lindsay with it. Right side to Jakes. Jakes starts in from the right circle. Shoots. Stick save by Intwert. Back to Barnes and gets by him. Harrison there to pick it up. But he goes down. Jakes back to save it. Now Nibs leaves it in for Levens, but a shot back to the point. Nibs saves it. Fry and Nibs dig for the puck along the boards along with Jakes. And we got a stoppage of play as Jakes turns around and lays one right on Harrison's face mask. Unfortunately, it's real hard to hurt a guy when you hit him on the plastic.
Yeah, Brad Harrison, big right winger there. He's been in 10 games so far this season. 5 goals, 4 assists for 9 points. He's right up there in the pack, 20 penalty minutes so far this season, and he's been all over the ice on this penalty killing team for the Winterhawks. He's out there trying to get something established, and he really looks like he's the only one that's really come to play tonight for the Winterhawks.
31 seconds, or 3:31 remaining in the period. 31 seconds left in the penalty to Gorley. And on the face-off is won by Portland. Kinneber dumps it into the Tri-City zone. Blishen will leave it beside the net. Back forward is Sandwith. Sandwith as the Americans break it out. Sandwith almost misfired on the pass. Now he'll bring it up. Turan to the red line. Takes it all the way to the blue line. Turan takes it in. Takes a hit from Fry. Hello there. And Fry flips it up into the crowd.
Turan Sandwith putting on the Wayne Gretzky moves down there, huh? The big kid trying to work it in down into the circle, and with 7 seconds remaining on the Americans' power play, he says, what the heck, I'm going to take it in. I'm going to get my shot, huh?
Tell me, do the scouts love this guy or not?
Oh, they certainly do.
6'4", 210, eligible for the draft this year out of Stony Plain, Alberta. Face-off won by the Winterhawks back to the Tri-City zone. Power play's over as Podlubny drives it back into the Portland zone. Fry goes behind the net to get the puck from Intwert. He takes a big hit there from Lindsay. And Maiden goes behind the net to pick up the puck as it comes to the left circle. Maiden with it. Headman pass, right side Gorley. Gorley takes a crunch. He gets it into the zone, but Sandwith stood Gorley up and about took his head off. Here comes Lindsay up the left wing boards now. Lindsay, headman pass left for Dirksen. Devin Dirksen drops it back. Lindsay shot. Saved by Intwert. That one went right between the pads. If it had a little more mustard on it, it would have been in there. But Intwert saw it go behind him and just fell over backwards and landed on it.
I wonder how many beats his heart missed on that one.
Several.
As that was a great play by Devin Dirksen to drop back pass to Billy Lindsay. And Billy Lindsay had a clear avenue of a puck shot right on Intwert. And it did. It bounced right in between his pads. And he's able to sprawl back behind him. It's a good thing he was out far enough where he was able to recover that. He covered it up for a faceoff.
Levens against Innes on the faceoff. 2.5 minutes to play in the first period. Levens wins the draw. Puck goes back behind the Portland net. Winterhawks back to get it. Ruark feeds it up the right wing boards. Ruck there to cut it off. The Ruckster to Nibs. Nibs tries to fire it back along the boards. No. Portland there. Judson Innes. Bad pass. Stolen away by Jakes. Here comes Jakes with the rush. Up the right side. Offside. Tri-Cities. Levens in offsides just. As Jake's putting on some moves.
Yeah, the defensive people for the Americans are really putting on an offensive show as they're taking it way into the Portland Winterhawks zone. Not the style that we've seen recently in the home games, as they usually try to dump and chase. But the Americans have the size and the speed, and they're able to go in and try to get an offense started with their D-men.
Dorshak and Levens on the face-off at the blue line. Outside the Portland zone, Smith with the puck as Dorshak wins it. Back to Fry. Fry, cross ice left for Dorshak. Nibs trying to jump on it. He gets to it. Gets it to Levens. Levens centers. Spenrath. Wouldn't happen there. Jakes with it. Back to Spenrath. Spenner, cross ice. Left, but Fry will get to it for the Winterhawks. There's Spenrath picking it up again in the left circle. Spenrath tries to wheel around behind the net, and Fry takes him off. Nibs goes into the corner hard with Brennan Smith. Now the Americans try to center. Can't do it. Goes all the way over to the corner. Spenrath, Ruck, Nibs, dig for the puck. Shot in, right side, Levens. Kept in play at the blue line. Now it gets by, and Portland has it. Dorshak, right side to Thudium, plays it off the boards. Shoots it back into the slot. Picked up there as Daniluk is taken out of the play. Shot taken for the left point. Blishen makes the save. Puck's loose in the air. Hit by a high stick and fired back out to center ice. Happens to be on goal. Intwert will play it. Off to the right side to Jamie Black. Back to center ice with it. Levens. And Daniluk scrambled for the puck. Now Thudium with it at the blue line. Thudium goes down. Scherstenka, bad pass, picked up Thudium. Shoots it down the slot. Loose puck right in front of the net. Shot for the right side, no. And the puck comes back out to the blue line. Tri-Cities with it. Sakic to Barnes. Sakic, Barnes. Here comes Sakic. Sakic shoots it in. Block. Oh! And down goes Kyle Reeves. He got caught, cross-checked right into the net. No whistle there. I thought we were going to have one for sure. Back to center ice goes Scherstenka. Dan Scherstenka fires it along the boards for Reeves. Reeves with the puck. Brings it right straight up the middle. Blue line. Reeves drive. He fired it right over the net. Chopped that by Portland. Can't get it. Barnes with it. Barnes. He scored! Stu Barnes! Tucked it right by Dean Edward. He had no chance.
From the shot off of Kyle Reeves, it bounces off the glass, bounces into the corner. Stu Barnes goes, retrieves the loose puck, was able to go directly towards the net with 20 seconds remaining in this first period. He was able to deke out Edward, put him down to the ice, make him commit first. He was able to tuck it home. The Americans take a 2-goal lead. They now lead 3-1.
And the faceoff will come at center ice. Get the call for you in a second.
Tri-City Americans' third goal. Scored by number 14, Stu Barnes. The assist to number 8, Brian Sakic, and number 24, Kyle Reeves. At 19.
And with 12 seconds remaining, puck's loose in the Tri-City zone. Americans play it back to center ice. Bowen in a foot race. He won't get to it before Smith does. Smith gets wood on it. We get a whistle icing the call. Now Bowen, Fry, and looks like maybe Calvin Nibbs all of a sudden down there hollering at each other.
Wade Smith for the Americans is involved in that, and he's the one that's gone with Fry.
Smith. Okay. Boy, he still
Wade
wants a
Smith
piece of Fry.
is really wanting to get something going.
Fry crunched Loring apparently down in the corner, and that made Wade Smith see red, and he was all set to take a chunk of Rick Fry. Something about pulling his head off and pouring his sand out. Fry and, well, let's see who's going to go for Tri-Cities.
Oh, 2 penalties against the Americans.
Bowen goes, and Smith goes. So Portland will have a power play, apparently. Comes at 19:57 of the period. Let's see what we got here. As Davis is having a word with both players. They send Fry off the ice. Now Smith comes out. He'll go off the ice.
Portland Winterhawks penalty
And
number 14, Rick Fry, 2 minutes for roughing. Tri-Cities penalty to number
roughing.
9, Jason Bowen, 2 minutes for boarding. To number 11, Wade Smith, 2 minutes for roughing at 19.
Okay, Fry and Smith each get 2 for roughing, and Jason Bowen 2 for boarding.
Equals Winterhawks' first power play tonight.
That's right. And only 3 seconds of it will happen this period. Kinneber on the faceoff with Spenrath, and that's the end of that as Spenrath ties up Kinneber right away. Now we get a little scrum in front of the net. Fleetwood having words with Brad Loring.
And this isn't the time to get going at it, because then what happens?
Now Fleetwood is...
the period's over. This is really not smart to get yourself involved in any kind of altercation now, because that means you're done for the game.
Now Podlubny steps in between Fleetwood and Loring, and he obviously carried more weight than the 2 linesmen, because that's when Fleetwood and Loring both decided to give it up for now.
Coach Kolzig signaling Davis to come on over here and wanting him to come over.
He wants a word, but that wraps up the first period with a score at the end of 1. Tri-Cities 3, Portland 1. And Rob Kraus. For Portland, Judson Innes, Harrison with Wayne Anchikoski, and Ruark and Fleetwood. Now Fleetwood brings it up the left side as the Winterhawks win the draw. He dumps it into the Tri-City zone. Kraus behind the net, bangs it off the glass. Back into center ice, and Fleetwood will have to go back for it. We got a whistle.
And it will be a penalty against the Portland Winterhawks. And boy, you don't come out of the locker room to start the second period off with a power play and then end up getting a penalty yourself. A high sticking call will be called against Mike Ruark, who is probably not on the top 10 list right now for Coach Ken Hodge.
Number 3, Mike Ruark, 2 minutes for high.
Probably on the top 10 people he'd like to have his hands around their throat, maybe.
It's the look from Coach Hodge all the way over to the sin bin over here. You can just feel it. You can see it.
The little bullets.
Whew. That completely wipes it out. Now the Americans get to go a little 4-on-4 for about 1 minute and 40 seconds. Then they'll have a 20-second power play themselves. That completely wiped out the enthusiasm and the motivation for the team right there.
Tri-City's 2 for 3 on power plays so far. As the Americans win the draw, Spenrath goes into the Portland zone after it. Again, it's 4-on-4 as Nibbs brings it around to Kraus. Kraus flipping it back behind the Portland net. Americans trying to keep it in play. Now Nibbs goes in hard with Brandon Smith. They leave the puck along beside the wall. Out to Scherstenka. He goes around the left side. Scherstenka shoots just wide of the net. And I mean, he missed by 4 inches. Back along the wall. Winterhawks try to bring it up to center ice. Scherstenka cuts it off, plays it to Kraus. Back to Dan Scherstenka. And he brings it up. Scherstenka, young man from Edmonton, dumping it into the Portland zone. Back for it, Brandon Smith for Portland. Smith starts up the left wall, loses it to Lindsay. Back out front. Kraus goes left now to Podlubny. Podlubny firing it in left of the Portland net. Winterhawks go after it. Smith brings it up left side to Jorgen Anchikoski. Picked off there by Judson Innes. Here comes Innes, 2-on-1. Picked his pocket, did Podlubny. But Innes brings the puck back, takes it off the wall, up to Fleetwood. Fleetwood in the slot, shoots, hits somebody, but it didn't hit the goalie, and the Americans have the puck. Here comes Lindsay up the left side, 2-on-1 with Dirksen. Lindsay, drop it to Dirksen, shoots, score! Devin Dirksen!
Billy Lindsay, great pass over to Devin Dirksen as he went and skated right to the top of the slot, 35 feet out. He was able to do the patented wrist shot that Dirksen has got, and everyone knows about it, except Intworth. And he was unable to...
He knows about it now.
He certainly does. It went high and up over the glove hand shoulder, cradled in the upper corner of the net. The Americans lead by 3 now, 4-1. And not a power play either. They still have the power play coming up.
City Americans' 4th goal. Scored by number 9, Devin Dirksen. The assist to number 25, Bill Lindsay. And number 3, Dave Podlubny at 1:37.
Well, that's a home assist call. Puck goes back behind the net. Someone said one time that you should always have 2 assists when you're at home. I can buy that. Now Barnes steals the puck at the blue line, but he loses it there. Fleetwood brings it back for Portland. Fleetwood up the right side. Brent Fleetwood to the corner, tried to center, but Jakes is there to break it up. Now Jakes brings it up for the Americans, 4-on-2. Barnes to the right side. Stewie wheels in. Barnes right in the slot. Jakes picks up the puck. Jakes takes it in, shoots, scores! Either Jakes or Reeves. And that will be a power play goal.
It certainly will, Kirk, as they went in on Intworth. And it was 4 Americans against the goaltender for the Winterhawks and 1 defenseman, as they were able to get him from all corners. And I believe Steve Jakes or Stu Barnes, either one of those 2 gentlemen, they were down there in front of the net. And we're going to get the official on it, but I believe Steve Jakes from Stu Barnes. And the Americans lead 5-1.
City Americans' 5th goal. Scored by number 4, Steve Jakes. The assist to number 14, Stu Barnes. A power play at 2:12.
And the faceoff will come at center ice. It'll be Scott Maiden against Stewie Barnes. Maiden wins the draw. but Barnes will get to it for the Americans. Barnes in traffic, drops it back to Scherstenka. And the puck tied up at center ice. As Sakic gets to it, takes it into the Portland zone. Portland trying to break it up, can't do it. Americans with it. Barnes plays it off the wall to Scherstenka. His shot. As Sakic tried to redirect, couldn't get to the puck. Saved by Antwerp down on the corner left. Now Ruark losing the puck in the corner. Quick shot blocked. Again, that one taken by Reeves. Now Portland trying to bring it up. Jamie Black. Black dropping it off to Mighton at the blue line. Mighton shot wide in the net right side. Portland scores as they chop it in. On the rebound, it came right back off the wall and was chopped in by the Winterhawks. That was number 9, Brad Harrison, I believe.
Brad Harrison picks up the puck as these boards now, after second year of play, are able to get the players their bounces, as Scotty Mighton was able to rifle a shot just wide of the post, bounced off the back boards, was able to come back out in front, and Blischen was out of the goal, out of the net, and Brad Harrison was able to pick it up and pop it in for the Winterhawks. The Americans still lead it 5-2.
2:54.
Jamie Black and Mighton on the assists for Portland. It's 5-2 Tri-Cities. Winterhawks with it, stolen by Dirksen. Dirksen walks in, Dirksen breakaway. Dirksen shoots. Skate save, shot by Degner, hit the side of the net. The Americans with it into the corner, it goes hard. Dirksen and Bill Lindsay. Lindsay tripped up. Puck comes off the boards to Daniluk. Daniluk and Degner fight for it, picked up by Smith. The Americans bring it back. Degner shot, blocked. Nice save by Antwerp, and he was in big traffic. Back out to center ice. It's 1-on-2 as Podlovny and Thudium eyeball each other. Now Portland with it. Dorchak shot blocked. Blischen. Nice save by Donnie Blischen, but he's upended.
And that was a very close call right there. As Donnie Blischen is still down on the ice. Kirk, that reminded me right there of a very serious play last year in the NHL.
That's right.
Clint Malarchuk was sprawled out in a very similar situation, and he was cut right underneath the face mask and cut up in his jugular vein. Right there, fortunately, Donnie Blischen was not injured as Billy Lindsay went straight up over the top of him, and that is a position that a goaltender has no mercy. He is all open to the hockey skate and player. And Donnie Blischen's up, and he shook it off, and boy, that was a close one.
Judson Ennis and Scott Levens on the faceoff. Won by Levens. Levens has it along the boards. Now Ruck dives in with Fries. They try to dig the puck loose. Spenrath steps in, gets the puck. He has 2 goals tonight. Puck back to center ice. Ruark couldn't handle it. Back into the Portland zone. Levens being hooked up by Ruark as Fry knocks the puck down. It'll come back to Jakes at center ice. Jakes with it. Fires a pass cross ice left. Hits Spenrath in the face, and Spenner's there. Centers for Nibbs. Nibbs a shot, no. Steered it toward the net and wouldn't get anything happening. Nibbs around behind the net. Levens, his shot missed or blocked as Nibbs picks it up in the left corner. He takes a big hit. Right back to Nibbs. Shot back out to the point. Gets by Ruck. Foot races on, but Jakes will get to it first. Jakes with traffic coming from behind Harrison. Shot out to center ice. Fries there. Dumps it in. It's knocked down by Ruck off a high stick. And they'll bring it back to center ice.
You know, the best thing that the Portland Winterhawks could do for goaltender Dean Antwerp tonight is to move all 5 of the Tri-City Americans out of the slot. They are camped out in front.
Yeah.
There is nobody. There's one rear guard for the Americans, and he is almost halfway down the slot himself. And there are 4 players standing right on top of Antwerp, and the Portland Winterhawks there, too. You take a shot from out at the point, Kirk, I think I could score from out there.
Just about. There's a lot of room. Face-off right circle. Mighton against Loring in the Tri-City zone. Loring, Bowen. Shot taken from the point wide of the net left as Sebastian teed one up. Now it comes around to Mighton behind the net. Krause puts a hit on him. Fleetwood with it. Plays it back to Mighton. Mighton trying to get it out to Fleetwood. Stolen by the Americans. Comes out to the left side. Wade Smith. Headman pass left for Bowen. Got by his stick. Bowen and Loring race in after it. Loring wipes out. Whoa, there goes the glass.
It broke the glass.
Big hit there as Sebastian and I think Loring hit the glass.
And Kirk, the only other time I've ever seen that was the Chicago Blackhawk game back in the early 70s as a guy was checked right into the glass and it busted it up and he went out with a collapsed lung and he landed in the front row. That is incredible. It shattered into millions of little pieces.
That material is called Herculite. It's the same thing they make NBA backboards out of, and it is designed so that when it breaks, it turns opaque and shatters into small pieces, much less likely that anyone would be actually injured down with that material falling around. It is really not glass, but a I'm not exactly sure what you would call it, a plastic-like material, and
very similar, I'd imagine, Kirk, the way that it shattered, like your windshield.
It crumbles rather than flying into shards. And well, we're going to have an extended break here. So with the score, Americans 5, Portland 2, 15-10 of the second period. We'll be back on this Tri-Cities Radio Americans hockey broadcast. Puck is down. Nobody can win it. They tie each other up. Now the Winterhawks have it. Spenrath keeping it in play in the Portland zone, but it goes right onto the stick of Rick Fry. Out to center ice, and Jakes has it back in his own zone. Cross ice left for Ruck. Up the left wing boards to Nibbs. Nibbs finds Levens. Levens gets around a check, wheels in. Levens tries to leave it in front of the net for a charging Calvin Nibbs. Can't do it. Nibbs and Ennis scramble for the puck down low. Now Nibbs has it, gets it away from Ruark. Calvin Nibbs has Spenrath in heavy traffic in the slot. Now Levens with it. He takes a hip check, but is able to step over the man. That's one nice thing about being as big as he is. And they go down into the right corner. Levens trying to control the puck. He can't. Face-off will come. Right circle in the Portland zone. Shift change Tri-Cities. Kraus and Scherstenka with Barnes, Sakic, and Reeves.
You know, number 17, Scotty Levens, big kid, 6'4", 205 pounds for the Tri-City Americans. He was actually able to go in there and use his size, his skating ability, and try to get in and try to work something in towards Innsworth on that last series of plays there. Scotty Levens is going to be a kid that everyone is going to hear about. The only American on the squad.
Levens, a 19-year-old, born in Spokane. Face-off won by the Americans. A chance for Reeves. Can't do anything with it. Now they play it down low to Sakic. Back up front. Scherstenka keeps it in play. But Portland there to break it up. Headman pass. Gets by everybody into the American zone. Blishel slapping around the glass. Out to the right point. Shot back across ice to the left. Winterhawks with it. Meiden. Meiden tries to center. He does turn around. Shot wide of the net right. Fleetwood jumps on it, but the puck is tied up on the netting. Now it's knocked loose. Kept in play by the Winterhawks. Sakic jumps on it. Plays it off the glass to Reeves. Here comes Barnes. Reeves and Barnes, 2-on-1. Barnes, Reeves. Reeves shoots left and right there. Inchworth able to make the save. Nice play by young Dean Inchworth.
Excellent save by Dean Inchworth as he was able to put the right pad out, do the split right in front, and I guarantee you he feels that because not only did he fully extend his legs out, which is you got to watch out for the groin injury, but he was also kicked in that right pad as a flying Kyle Reeves got him with the skate, and that added even more pressure to the groin area. So Inchworth is up. He got up a little bit slow, but that was a fantastic save by the young goaltender.
Dorchak and Degner on the face-off. Dorchak wins it, but Degner able to dig it off the boards. Degner and Lindsay. Now Lindsay falls on the puck and will face it off in the Portland zone.
Good play by
No, I think they'll play it and face it off in the Portland zone.
Well, the reason they're doing that is because the advantage would have gone to the Americans. It was an American player that fell on the puck, so they're going to give the advantage back to the Winterhawks and bring it outside the Winterhawks zone.
Face-off just outside the blue line. Degner wins it, but it's knocked back by Portland. Now Sandwith with it. He'll shovel it in. Whoop, hit a Portland player right midsection. Saved there by Dirksen. He saved Sandwith's bacon. Now the puck goes through center ice, cross ice right to Dirksen from Degner. Dirksen lays it off to Lindsay. Billy wheels in, finds Dirksen in the slot, can't get it to him. Hit the side of the pipe. Puck comes out, right side. Daniluk with it. Daniluk shoots it cross ice, knocked away by the Americans. Dirksen back to Podlabny. Lubber fires it off the glass for Degner. Degner dropping it back now to Sandwith. Cross ice white for Podlabny. Podlabny tries to headman it. No. Broken up by Fry, but caught a man offside. Looked like the Rock might have a chance there, Tony.
Well, you know what is happening too, Kirk, and I'm noticing something about the Winterhawks is that their forwards are trying to cherry pick. They're trying to get inside the neutral zone and hang around for a pass. It was able for Teran Sandwith to come out and pick the pocket of number 22, Jamie Hamish Black. And if you were to put those two together and skate them down the ice rink, who would win, Turk?
Yeah.
I mean, here's Teran Sandwith, big kid, and he's able to poke check the puck away, and Hamish Black is just standing there watching him, and that's not what you want to do to win a hockey game.
Clear up a little misunderstanding there, incidentally. That's not Hamish Black. That is Jamie Black, who is a different Black than Hamish Black, and who's also a different Black than Terry Black, as Fleetwood takes a shot, stick save Blishen, and Jakes back behind the net. Did I get that right? Hamish Black, not the same as Jamie Black.
You are
Headman
absolutely
pass for Spenrath. They're all from Edmonton, and they're not related. Now Reeves with it. Fires it into the slot. Rejected once. Puck's loose. Beside the net. Barnes gets on it. Or Spenrath, rather. Try to get it out to Barnes. Can't do it. Back behind the net, Sakic. Sakic brings it around as Spenrath is chopped down. Power play Tri-Cities. Jakes left, Barnes. Barnes loaded Sakic. Sack with it. His pass knocked away. Jakes will get it off the boards. Jakes, big hit on Jakes, but they play it down low. Sakic and Reeves go after the puck. Sakic out to the left point to Barnes. Barnes with it, left, Sakic. Brian Sakic looks in, shoots it across the slot. Reeves redirect, missed as it was blocked by Portland. Here come the Winterhawks. Back to center ice, and they'll just shoot it back into the Tri-City zone. Blishen will leave it for Barnes. Shift change shift change Portland as Barnes beats Black, gets hooked at center ice. Now Barnes ahead of him again, 1-on-3. Barnes wheels back, plays it low to Sakic and Lindsay now. As the puck shot out to center ice, Barnes goes after it. Blishen way out of the slot for it. Barnes to Jakes, lays it off to Sakic. Sakic with it in traffic in his own zone. Sakic brings it up. Brian Sakic, blue line, left side, leaves it for Barnes. Barnes with the puck, plays it down low now to Levens. Levens turns in the corner, into the slot, shoots just off the wide side. Lindsay's knocked down, can't get to the puck. Jakes saves it, cross ice left for Sakic, up front Barnes. Barnes shoots it into the slot, Levens. Levens taken off the play, and Intward dives on the puck. Oh, now we got one going. Jakes jumps all over Ruark. Jakes and Ruark, and that is going to be a good one.
Oh, big uppercuts by Steve Jakes into Ruark's face. Oh!
He has really landed some punches on Ruark.
And those count, too, folks.
Yes, sir. Those are
points. Holy cow.
Holy cow is right. With 11:04 to go in the second period, first fight of the game, 5-2 Tri-Cities. We'll be back on this American hockey broadcast. Well, Jakes takes the extra penalty, 2 minutes for roughing. It'll give Portland their second power play of the night and end the Americans' fifth, which means Tri-Cities 3 for 5 on power plays. Winterhawks will get their second. Up the left wing comes Sebastian. Tried to center it, had it knocked away by the Americans. Playing swarming type defense. The Americans leading 5-2 over the Winterhawks. Puck shot out to center ice. Tri-Cities with it. Dirksen, or Sakic rather, dumping it into the Portland zone. No, that is Dirksen going in after it. Dirksen wrapping in behind the net. Power play Portland. The Americans keeping the pressure on in the Portland zone. As Dirksen and Lindsay get the puck. Lindsay, point blank, shoots, hit the pipe. Billy hit the pipe. Right back out front to Kraus. Kraus drops back into his own zone. Cross ice right, Sherstenka. He tees it up, fires it into the Portland zone again. Minute 14 left, the power play. Spenrath steals it, finds a man in the slot. Nib shot! Blocked. Up front, but Lubney, he fires it back into the Portland zone. Boy, a couple of shorthanded chances for the Americans here, as they may have learned by observation the other night in Kamloops. A minute left in the power play for Portland. Cross ice pass right, Sebastian. Sebastian stood up, and it's knocked back out by the Americans. Foot races on. Spenrath gets it. Spenrath, one-on-one, shoots! Nice save by Intward as he took that one point blank. Puck's loose in the Portland zone. Nibs as he wiped out Fleetwood. Puck goes down behind the net. Portland with it. Innes trying to bring it up. Up the right wing boards now to Anchikoski. Wayne Anchikoski trying to step around Sandwith. He does. Puck's picked up by Innes, centered for Harrison. Harrison has it stolen away by Barnes. Here comes Barnes, one on nobody. Barnes has to wheel back as Rick Fry gets back on him. Right side, Podlubny. Lubber tries to center to Sakic. Puck's up in the air. Loose, and it's shot right in front of the goal mouth. Portland with it. They bring it back. Cross-ice pass left. Big hit by Stu Barnes as he leveled somebody. Portland with it up front. Smith. Reeves back on the ice. Puck goes into the right corner. Another big hit by Podlubny on Rick Fry. The Americans trying to dig it loose. Power plays over. Puck back into the Portland zone. Intwert will cover it up to stop play.
Kirk, the Portland Winterhawks at this particular time are self-destructive.
Boy, they have come unraveled.
They did not take one shot in that power play, not one shot on net. The Americans had 5 and almost scored on every one of those shots on goal.
Oh, yeah. They got Intwert going crazy down there.
And when they had the break, sloppy passes were incredible, but they also were not able to get the open man as they threw the puck over his head on a centering pass. The Winterhawks need to regroup if they want to even stay in this hockey game.
8:48 to go, second period, 5-2 Tri-Cities, leading the Portland Winterhawks. The Americans with the Big Eastern swing coming up next. They play Lethbridge, Medicine Hat, Swift Current, Prince Albert, Saskatoon, Brandon, Regina, and Moose Jaw. In that order. Thank you very much. Face off, right circle, Portland zone. You didn't think I remember that, did you?
You did good.
Down low. You don't know if I'm right or wrong, though. That's the thing.
I'm looking. I'm going to look.
Dirksen goes in low behind the Portland net. Winterhawks able to steal it away. Headman pass quickly to Dorchak, and it's stolen away by the Americans. Here comes Degner up the right wing. Racehorse hockey. Puck's picked up by Lindsay, wheels in, shoots, blocked by Intwert. Intwert dives on as the rebound came squirting out in front of him. Boy, this is end-to-end wild and woolly hockey tonight.
Well, what you're looking at, Kirk, is you're looking at 5 Tri-City Americans. Whatever shift comes on there, I can name the whole team out there tonight against Dean Intwert.
Yeah.
With 4 or 5 other red sweatered bodies out there trying to be as pylons, I think, for the Americans in skating drills.
5-2 Tri-Cities leading the Winterhawks. 8:19 to go, second period. Face off, right circle, Portland zone. It'll be Loring against Scotty Meiden. Intwert looks on. That's his glove side. Puck is down. Meiden wins the draw. Smith right in front of his own net. The Americans get a shot, and it's covered by Intwert. Bill Lindsay Bowen rather, taking a backhand shot, and Intwert making the save.
Number 14 for the Portland Winterhawks, Rick Fry, the Rock, was really an inspirational kind of guy last year here for the Americans, and they traded him off for, actually, he was picked up by Portland because of the release of the Americans. But it's good to see Rick out there trying to do it, and he's playing defense too, Kirk.
He is, and playing well at the blue line for Portland. They brought him in as a defenseman as Fry goes behind the net. Plays it out right side. Winterhawks start to bring it out of their own zone. Up the left wing, Kinneber. Headman pass for Fleetwood. Tries to get around Sherstanka, and Sherstanka takes him down. Sandwith playing it out along the boards. Kinneber back up front. Smith. What a hit by Loring. He just clubbed Smith at the blue line. Bowen goes in hard. Harrison, or Kinneber's down rather. Now the Americans with the puck. Sherstanka behind the net to Sandwith. Sandwith being worked over by Meiden. Plays it back to Sherstanka as the Americans try to break it out. Ahead to Bowen. Bowen cross ice, but Smith is there. Brandon Smith plays it back into the American zone. Sandwith with it. Almost losing it at the blue line. Gets it ahead now to Wade Smith. Here comes Big Wade. Wade, blue line, leaves it left for Sakic. Sack with the puck. Taken off the play by Portland's Fleetwood. Loring takes a whack at it. Now Meiden with it, 1-on-2. Meiden looks those two guys in the eye and decides the better of it. Now Wade Smith with the puck. He'll bring it up. Headman pass to Sakic, lays it off to Barnes. Barnes in the slot, shoots, blocked. Sakic with a rebound. Into the corner, Sakic with it. Plays it up front now, left. There's Podlubny's drive. Glove save, and we get a whistle roughing the call.
And Wade Smith is hot as he just took a rabbit punch right in the back of Gurley's head. And Smith may have just picked up a little extra time outside the sin bin. No, they're escorting him over there. Davis is not going to throw him out, it looks like. Boy, did he just go up behind Gurley and just level him with the glove.
Well, I think the penalty actually was called before that. Smith's penalty coming at the Oh, a double minor.
Yeah, there was going to be something on that. No doubt about it.
Here it is.
Wade Smith, a double minor, 2 minutes for roughing and 2 minutes for roughing at 13:07.
Well, the Americans with 2 power plays to kill here. 4 minutes. Does that count as 2 or 1 for keeping score?
But if they score 1, that's a power play goal, and if they score another one, that's another power play.
So it would be 2 power plays.
That's right.
5-2 Tri-Cities. Penalty killers are on. Sakic chopping the puck high up in the air, but Corley has it for Portland. Cross ice right to Rick Fry. Fry brings it up, dumps it into the Tri-City zone. Blishin way out of the net, steers it off the glass. Ooh, that was close. Here come the Americans. Barnes and Sakic, 2-on-1. Fry is back. Barnes with it. Shoots to Sakic, but he can't get a shot away as Fry breaks up the pass. Nice play by Rick Fry. But Sakic keeping it in the Portland zone. Now out to center ice, Podlubny. He fires it back in. Barnes racing in on Antwerp, catches him out of the net. Antwerp takes a pretty good hit from Barnes. Now Barnes wrenches, hits in the corner. Barnes with the puck right side, tried to jam it. No, and Barnes is clobbered, whistle, and Rick Fry will get a charging call as he tried to unload Stu Barnes. Fry had, or not Fry,
Jamie Linden.
Jamie Linden had Barnes lined up for the second row, and the penalty to Linden will negate the first power play.
And they lined him up, too.
Oh, boy.
See, a charging foul like that, you're actually allowed a skate length in order, or a skate stride to get to the player to give him a check. On a charging like that, that must mean you've gone over 2 skate lengths.
2 steps.
2 steps to get to somebody, and that was about a 3-stepper if I've ever seen one.
That was a real blast.
And he leveled Stu, and he's going to sit down for a couple.
Face off left circle. We're 4-on-4 now. Barnes steals the puck. Barnes with it in the circle. Drops it back up front. Rocca drive! Save! And Barnes is right there to get the puck right back. Barnes with it. Sweeps it across the slot for Schustanka. Broken up by Portland. Winterhawks charge back. Up the left wing. Harrison. Cross ice right to Sebastian. He takes a hit. Puck comes up to the blue line. Stolen away. Here come the Americans. Spenrath with Barnes. 2-on-1. Back to Barnes, and it's broken up again by Judson Ennis. Nice play by Portland's Judson Ennis. Here come the Winterhawks. Back up the right side. Ennis with the puck at the blue line. Cross ice left. Harrison. Broken up by Schustanka. Spenrath with the puck. Lays it off to Barnes. Here comes Barnes with Spenrath. Stewie at the blue line. Barnes steps between the defenders. Shoots it off with somebody's skate. And Portland brings it back up to center ice. This is Judson Ennis. 1-on-2. Ennis with the puck. Losing it to Levens and Podlubny. Levens digs it loose. Here comes Scott Levens. Whoops, stolen away by the Winterhawks. Maiden in the slot. Shot wide of the net left. Comes up to Nibbs on the left wing. Nibbs and Levens. Levens picks up the puck. Goes to the right point. Levens into the Portland zone. Shoots it around behind the net. Comes out to Kraus. He'll run it down. Gets by Maiden. Portland jumping on it. Cross ice left. Kinneberg gets it to Ruark, and he loses it to Podlubny. Back out to center ice. Ruark with it. 30 seconds left in the Portland penalty. Then the Americans will have about a 1-minute and 10-second power play. Levens. Headman pass left for Nibbs. Nibbs walks in, shoots! And it's covered up by Antwerp.
Antwerp knows what a Calvin Nibbs wrist shot's like now. They collected that one right in the Blackhawk, or the Winterhawk, excuse me. You know, I wear my sweater
They do
around
look
town.
a little bit like Blackhawks, don't
Well,
they?
the only difference is on the shoulder, where up on the shoulder, it's instead of the C with the tomahawks crossed through it, it's got the P crossed through it. And that's the only difference. And I get teased a lot when I wear my sweater, believe me.
19 seconds left in the penalty to Wade Smith. Minute 30 left in the penalty to Linden. And it will be a power play for the Tri-Cities. Their 6th coming up. As Portland has gone 0 for 4. Great penalty killing for the Americans, and without Steve Rennie, one of the best in the business. Dirksen face off against Dorchak. Dorchak wins it. Brandon Smith around behind his own net. Here come the Winterhawks. They're in red and black. Smith dumping it in left of the Tri-Cities net. The rebound will come out to Sandwich. Sandwich shoves it around behind the net to Bill Lindsay. Lindsay looking, finds Dirksen. Whoops, the pass is cut off. And Dorchak has it. Cross ice right to Fry. Fry shot. Glove save. Rebound. Score! It came back out of the glove, and Dorchak was there to chip it in. A shorthanded goal.
As a power play goal. Power play goal for the Winterhawks. As that takes care of the Wade Smith.
Yep, you're right. No, wait a minute. Okay, that's right.
Dorchak gets the power play goal for the Portland Winterhawks as he was able to go upstairs. Blisham come in with a big save at first. The rebound was uncontrolled as it came out, and Dorchak got the goal.
A power play at 16 minutes.
I take that back. I had that backwards. I had Tri-Cities on the power play, and it was Portland on the power play. My error. 4 minutes remaining in the second period. 5-3 Tri-Cities leading the Winterhawks. Barnes and Dorchak on the face-off. Both teams at full strength. Headman pass to Dorchak. Dorchak a drive. Blishen to save. Rebound. Shot hit the pipe, and Blishen will cover it up. Now Podlubny and Jamie Black having some words down there.
Dorchak takes the shot out there, and Blishen was able to make the save. But again, the rebound was off the pad, was able to go out far enough to where it was out of the reach of Donnie Blishen. Blishen was able to regain his composure, scoot over to the side, and a good thing he did because Jamie Black with the backhand hit Blishen's glove, the blocker hand, and went off and hit the pipe, bounced out. Otherwise, we would have seen a 1-goal deficit by Portland, and it would have been real close then. It's still the Americans 5, Portland 3.
3:49 to go, second period, here at Tri-Cities Coliseum. Kirk Williamson, Tony Ott, bringing you all the action. Pat Lowell, our studio engineer tonight. Barnes against Dorchak. Dean Dorchak from McLaughlin, Alberta, 18-year-old. Face-off, won by Dorchak. Winterhawks with it. They try to play it down low, but Kraus is there to break it up. Now Dorchak trying to get it around. The linesman can't. Kraus dives in, and the puck is shot back to center ice. Foot race is on. Back for it is Ruark. Mike Ruark lays it off there to Jamie Black. Black stolen by Reeves. As it comes back now to Colin Ruck, back into the Tri-City zone. Kraus will take it out of the corner. As Kraus takes an extra little shot there from Daniluk. Puck shot through center ice. Reeves handles it, goes to Sakic. Sakic with it, backhand to Barnes. Barnes in the slot. Barnes can't do anything with it. Gets it to Sakic. Sack shot wide of the net, and a penalty coming as Sebastian just buries Reeves. Blishen comes off. Now Portland gets the puck. Sebastian and Reeves are nose to nose, but Reeves will be content to discuss that with Jeff Sebastian.
And it's going to be an interference call going against the Winterhawks.
Had to be.
There's all kinds of congestion right in front of the Portland Winterhawks net.
17:01, the time of the penalty to Jeff Sebastian. And it will give the Americans now their 6th power play of the night.
You know, we were talking about Steve Rennie just a couple of minutes ago, Kirk. Steve Rennie, for those that aren't really familiar with what's going on, he's got a grade 2 medial collateral ligament sprain of the left knee.
Right.
His status is day-to-day. A grade 2 is a pretty serious rip. Grade 3 is the worst you can get, and that is severe ligament damage. But he will not go on the Eastern trip, and that is one thing, of course, that everybody wants to make sure of, is that he's healthy instead of putting him on the ice too soon. So they're going to give him the 2 weeks off, and he's going to put some skates on now and then. But that's a bad.
Well, Dogger doesn't need 2 weeks of sitting on the bus either.
No, that's true.
In the cold weather, so that'll help to stay here. Don Blishen plays the puck as the face-off dump back into the Tri-City zone. Jakes behind the net. Steve Jakes brings it out, makes a neat pass cross ice left to Barnes. Barnes brings it back up the right side. Nice pick set by Reeves, and we get a whistle as Reeves is offside, I believe.
That's right. You got to hand that one to number 14, Rick Fry of the Winterhawks, as he pulled some tricks out of the hat right there. He was able to drag Reeves in past the blue line and sit on him as the Americans started to rush up ice.
Dragged him in there like a junkyard dog.
And that is a veteran play right there, and that's why he's back at the blue line.
Minute 43 left in the power play, 2:41 in the period. Reeves with the puck on the face-off. Reeves for Tri-Cities. Americans on the power play, up to Jakes at the blue line. Jakes cross ice right. Sakic. Sakic looking in, comes up to Jakes. Jakes, Sakic. Whoops. Sack broke to the net. He'll have to go back to get it. He does. Back up front. Jakes, cross ice left, Barnes. Barnes with the puck. Cross ice left to Sakic. Sakic into the slot. Had Barnes and Portland or Reeves rather. Reeves is knocked down. And Blishen will come out to play the puck. Jakes will bring it back up for the Americans. Jakes to the blue line. Left point. Pulls up. Whoop! Bad pass. Went right under Barnes' stick. Blishen comes way out to play it. Now he shovels it right in the face of a Portland player. Winterhawks jump on the empty net, but can't do anything with it. Now Blishen's back as there were sticks and bodies all over. Puck's loose right in front of the net. The Americans able to get it back under control. Up the right wing boards comes Barnes. That's scary. Barnes with it. Wheels in. Barnes slides it right to the pipe, and a whistle.
They're going to check and see if the net's dislodged on that one as Rick Fry went in and kind of bumped the left post and popped it up into the air, and I believe it came back down, but they're going to double check that to make sure if it's secured properly, and it wasn't, so they made the right call right there.
5-3, Tri-Cities leading the Portland Winterhawks. Minute 35 to go. Rick Fry traded from Seattle to Tri-Cities at the beginning of last year, left unprotected during the summer by the Americans, and picked up by Portland.
Kirk, I want you to notice something on the power play here. Watch how many times the Americans have an open man sitting right in front of the crease.
On the face-off, wins it, but the Americans control it. Up to Dirksen. Dirksen's drive. Rebound out in the slot. Nibbs digs at it with Levens. Now Levens goes around, has it in the left corner. Levens, and they got Billy Lindsay loose right in the crease. They can't get the puck to him. Now Lindsay and Nibbs go after it behind the net. It'll come out to Lindsay, right circle. Back up front to Dirksen, back down low to Lindsay. Lindsay playing it to Nibbs. Calvin Nibbs from the right side. Nibbs with the puck. Nibbs hacked at and taken down by Portland's Anchikoski. Power play is over. 1 minute to play in the period. Americans 3 for 6. That's still pretty respectable.
Okay, you saw right there, Billy Lindsay, number 25 for the Americans, was able to camp out there for not just a couple of seconds, but I mean a full 5 count. I counted it. And there was not one Winterhawk that came up and checked him out of that zone. That right there will lose a hockey game in a heartbeat.
Yep.
You cannot allow to camp guys out there, especially if your goaltender is sitting there screaming and yelling at you, to move him out. They haven't done it all night.
Nope, you're right. Ken Hodge has that look like, it's going to be a long night. Face-off in the Portland zone. Winterhawks have it. Here's Sebastian. Brings it up left side. Daniluk. Daniluk, blue line. Steps over one man. Comes in from the left side of the net, but Krause takes him out of the play hard. Up to Podlebny at the left point. Podlebny trying to get it up to center ice. He does. But Fry is back for Portland. 40 seconds in the period. Fry, nice backhand pass to Jamie Black. Black, a drive. Wide of the net. Comes out left to Calvin Nibbs. Nibbs lays it off to Spenrath. Spenrath up the right side. Dropped it for Podlebny. And Levens there to pick it up. Levens, backhand shot. Just deflected out front. Now they play it around the dashboard. Spenrath keeping it in play. Whoops, it'll get to the blue line and get back out into center ice. Krause with it. Plays it down low, but Portland has it. Fry. Cross ice, and Levens there, or Spenrath there to steal it. Gives it to Levens. Levens tried to center for Nibbs. Nibbs taking off the play. Winterhawks with it, and they ice it into the Tri-City zone as time runs out. So at the end of the second period, the score, Tri-Cities 5, Portland 3. Circle for the third period face-off.
And this third period face-off being sponsored by Mets Marina, serving the region's boating needs for 36 years. On Clover Island, Lake Wallula, Kennewick.
Judson Ennis and Degner on the face-off. Degner wins it. Here's Lindsay with the puck. Lindsay wheels into the Portland zone. Lindsay shoots. Blocked by Entwert. And Lindsay keeps the puck in play. Whoops, taken off the play now by Ennis. as the Americans got players down on the ice. Here comes Portland Harrison into the Tri-City zone. Harrison wheels in, shoots, scores! Beat Blishen on the short side.
And that is a new game. And what do we have a misconduct coming up as well? We've got a penalty, I believe, going to be assessed against the Americans, and I believe that is going to go against either go against Devin Dirksen for being a little bit mouthy after being checked down here underneath the ice, but you can't take away that goal. That was a great goal by Harrison as he was able to go all by himself all the way into the net, put it in on the short side of Blishen. Portland is back in this game. It is 5-4.
Absolutely. And we'll get the call for you momentarily here. As the goal comes at 21 seconds, Harrison gets the goal.
Kirk, I'm sure that Devin Dirksen got a penalty there due to a little bit.
Yeah, Dirksen's in the penalty box, and I think he got.
Goal scored by number 9, Brad Harrison. The assist to number 20, Wayne Anchikowski, at 21 seconds.
And I think Dirksen's going to get a 10-minute misconduct, is what it looks like.
Tri-City American penalty to number 9, Devin Dirksen, a 10-minute misconduct at 21 seconds.
For illegal use of the mouth. And on the face-off, puck goes into the Portland zone. Winterhawks with it at center ice. They start to bring it up. Dumping it now into the Tri-City zone. Blishen will play it beside the net for Sandwith. 5-4 Tri-Cities. Third period just underway. Sakic with the puck. Headman Barnes. Barnes on a breakaway. Barnes shoots, scores! That was pretty simple. Barnes from Sakic. That one, folks, took a grand total. Well, it comes at the 42-second mark. So it took the Americans just 21 seconds to tie the game, or to extend their lead.
The Americans, 6 goals! Scored by number 14, Stu Barnes. The assist to number 8, Brian Sakic, at 42 seconds.
And the Americans sitting on a 6-4 lead. Now Black fires it in beside the Tri-Cities net. The Americans, or the Winterhawks rather, taking a shot, not able to do anything with it. Now they steal it away. But the Americans cross there to break up the play. Gets it to Levens. Levens, headman pass to Spenrath. Spenrath up the left side. He fires it in right of the net. Jumping on the puck, Krause and Levens. Levens with it. Shovels it back toward the net. Blocked there by Antwerp. And he covers up before Nibbs can get there with the backhand.
Well, Stu Barnes has got another 4-point night put into the books as he has 2 goals, 2 assists. That raises his point total up to 37. He currently finds himself in 2nd place in the WHL. And the person that he finds himself trailing, Len Berry, Kamloops Blazers.
Why am I not surprised? Faceoff will come in the Portland zone now. 6-4 Tri-Cities. Barnes' line is back out there. Barnes with Sakic and Reeves. The defensemen are Jakes and Ruck. Faceoff won by Barnes. Reeves with it, almost loses it to Portland, has to scramble to get it back. He does. Now dumps it into the Portland zone. Winterhawks back with it. Rick Pry will start it up. Quick headman pass to Hicks, knocked away by Ruck, right to Reeves. Reeves to Sakic. Sakic into the right side. Across the slot, Ruck was breaking down but gave up on it. Now back into the Tri-City zone. Hicks will wheel in. Shovels it across in front of the net into the left corner. Gorley goes in hard. The Americans have the puck. Reeves takes a couple of hits. Puck's loose right at the Tri-City's blue line. Now the Americans go back for it. Ruck with it. Ruck steps out, finds Sakic. Sakic, headman, went right on to Maiden's stick, but it comes right back to Ruck. Ruck trying to get it to Reeves. Can't. Kinneber there. Ruck breaks up the play. Maiden steps around him. Now Ruck hauls Maiden down, but Fleetwood with the puck shovels it into the slot. Nobody home for Portland. They play it down low. Sebastian, they get it up front. One time Maiden misses. And here come the Americans. Barnes stripped away by Kinneber. Kinneber, backhand pass to Maiden. Maiden shoots it across the slot, almost redirected in by Fleetwood. Nothing doing. Ruck behind the net. Plays it out left to Reeves, and Reeves will tee it up into the Portland zone. Back for it will be Ruark, and we get the icing call with the Americans leading 6-4. Quick shot on goal on the face-off by Portland. Americans take it right back. Wade Smith, but he has Degner offside.
That was pretty close right there as Terry Degner came in on the off wing as Wade Smith was trying to move over to his right wing. And I believe Terry just had the skate in over the line, and they called the offside. They'll bring it right back out for a face-off.
17:08 to go, third period. 6-4 Tri-Cities leading the Portland Winterhawks. Degner against Judson Innes on the face-off. At the right face-off dot, just outside the Portland blue line. Portland wins the draw. Innes with it. Innes brings it up to the blue line. Taken off the play by Podlabny. Puck goes into the corner. Out front a drive, but it's wider than at right by Brandon Smith. Sandwith plays it back up to the right point. Fry is there for the Winterhawks. Now Podlabny takes it in behind the Portland net, or behind the Tri-Cities net. Brings it out the right side. They lay it off to Degner off the stick of Smith. Headman pass for Lindsay. He and Fry race into the corner. Fry gives him a whack as he goes around, wraps it around, and is just stopped at the goal line by goaltender Intwert. That was close. That could have got between the skates, but it didn't have any muscle.
Well, what was happening is that Intwert was trying to readjust and trying to follow Lindsay as he went around to the center. As he was going around the center, he was able to shoot that puck. And almost caught him with his skates apart right there.
Yep.
And he was able to squeeze that thing in there, and probably the way that his legs are going right now, I bet he squeezed that puck down instead of 4 inches. It's about 2 inches right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Dorchak and Levens on the face-off. Portland zone. Ruark with it as the Winterhawks win the draw. Ruark brings it back up, and it's shot back from center ice by Sherstenka, but Ruark picks it right back off again. Brings it up to the right side. Krause, bang, into the glass hard. And the Americans start to bring it back up. Nibs to Krause. Here comes Krause with Spenrath. Krause brings it up himself into the slot, but it's knocked back out by the Winterhawks. Sherstenka cuts it off, dumps it into the Portland zone. Sebastian is there. He brings it up. Sebastian wheels in past Sherstenka, tries to center. Score! Portland, Jamie Black just sitting on the doorstep, and the puck slid across the crease, and Black was there. And the Americans have suddenly forgotten to play defense.
Jeff Sebastian centered a pass, and it was off Sherstenka's stick as he was unable to gather it up and keep control of it. And Black was able to punch it home. And now we have a 6-5 contest. And listen, there's no crowd involved in this tonight either.
They're quiet, dead quiet.
And now somebody heard something about that, and here they go.
Fifth goal scored by number 22, Jamie Black. The assist to number 25, Jeff Sebastian. And 4.
Sebastian on the assist. As the play goes into the Winterhawks zone, a shot is taken and Intwert covers up. Not much of a shot either.
No. Well, Olaf Kolzig is sitting over there, has got his hands over the bench, number 33. It's good to see him back. You know, Ole had the puck machine workout today, 100-mile-an-hour puck machine being tossed at him. Then he went out and worked out with the guys.
Yeah.
And according to head goalie coach Jim Craig, he said he played about average, so it's going to take him a little bit. They expect to see him between the pipes at Lethbridge on Sunday night, though.
Here come the Winterhawks up the left wing boards. Mighton. And we get an offside Portland body sliding all over the ice again.
And
go ahead, Tony.
Also, for those of you that are interested in knowing about the nameplates, I know that a lot of people have been kind of curious on when the guys are going to get the names on the backs of their sweaters. Well, the plates are in. They should be on by the Lethbridge game on Sunday night for the away trip. And, of course, they'll be on the home sweaters on the 19th of November, next home game for the Americans.
$1.25 a letter. That's a fair piece of change. Face off into the Tri-City zone. Steered around behind the net. Linden is there for Portland. in the Tri-City zone down to our right. Kraus dives in on Linden. Winterhawks with the puck. Now Hicks has the puck, losing it there to Barnes. Barnes with it. Barnes lays it off to Kraus. Kraus, quick pass up the left side, Sakic. Cross-ice pass blocked by Portland as Gorley fires it back into the American zone. Now Jakes will try the right side to Reeves. And the puck knocked out of play as Reeves just able to get a stick on it.
You know, Kirk, I'm sitting here trying to figure out how much would it be if at $1.25 and you had a guy by the name of Gil Wojciak on your team.
Well, Sherstenka is enough. Right,
There you go. You're digging deep.
That's a $12.50 name, Sherstenka. Puck shot in left of the Tri-Cities net on the faceoff outside the blue line. Sandwith drops it back behind the net. Winterhawks steal it. Sebastian a shot. Drove it right off the boards, and it comes right back out to the Americans. Here comes Lindsay up the right wing. Lindsay getting around Sebastian. Billy Lindsay shoots just wide of the net. Comes back up left side, Sandwith. Plays it down low to Lindsay. Gets by him, goes into the left corner. Sebastian losing it there to the Americans. Now it's stolen back again by Tri-Cities as Degner and Lindsay jump on the puck. Degner losing it to Hicks. Hicks feeds it off right side to Ruark. Mike Ruark brings it into the right point. Fires it in behind the Tri-Cities net. Podlubny is there. Podlubny takes a big hit, lays it off for the Americans. Left to Terry Degner. But Anchikowski there to steal it away for Portland. Anchikowski up the right side. Working on Levens. Gets it left to Brandon Smith. Quick shot blocked. Puck's loose in the slot and the Americans clear it. Quick snapshot taken by the Winterhawks. And the Americans able to clear it out from in front of the goalie. Now it's headmanned into the Portland zone. Degner trying to get to it. Can't, but Lindsay's there. Lindsay laser for Degner. The Winterhawks break up the play. Jakes jumps on it with Anchikowski along the right boards. Now Degner swings it down low. Degner hauled down. And Winterhawks with it right side. Harrison up the right wing boards. Puts a move on Kraus. Kraus takes him right out of the play. Blishin steers the puck away. Centered by Portland. Tried to get it to Mike. Couldn't. Levens there. Headman pass to Barnes. Barnes one-on-one. Barnes shoots just wide of the net. Comes out to the left point. Maiden. Cross ice stolen by Barnes. Barnes slot shoots. And it hits somebody up in the slot. Barnes is taken out hard. Here comes Portland up the right side. Maiden. Maiden backhands across in front of the slot. And Blishin pokes it away. Puck's loose. Picked up by Spenrath. Spenner working on 2 goals tonight. Brings it up himself up the right wing. Shoots it left for Kraus. Knocked away, but Spenrath and Kraus able to keep it in play. Now down low to Barnes. Barnes wheels in, shoots. Short side, blocked once. Barnes takes another hit. Nibs is decked, and the play is frozen there. Nibs took a nifty little cross-check in the back of the head.
And Stu's right there trying to say a couple of things right now to Scotty Maiden as Barnes comes up saying a couple of words. Hi, how's your mom?
Yeah.
And they're still jawing with each other a little bit as the linesmen are still trying to break it up. Referee Davis trying to get things under control here. Portland's rejuvenated, Kirk. They come back out. It's the high-flying Winterhawks that we're used to seeing. They will not beat you physically. They will beat you skating.
That's right.
And that is the Ken Hodge trademark. And he's got these guys skating right now.
6-5. Tri-Cities leading Portland. Barnes on the face-off against Dorchak. Stewie doing his little spin down there in front of Dorchak.
He's going to get waved out, too.
Yeah, I think he is. Spenrath. Well, yep. Barnes gets the thumb, and Spenrath will step in. Puck is down. Spenrath getting it to Barnes. Then Barnes having trouble keeping it in play. Now it goes down low as it's chopped in by Nibs. Barnes leaving it behind the net for Spenrath. Back to Barnes. Centered it. Nobody home. Shot back out to center ice for Tri-Cities there. Fired back into the Portland zone by Podlubny. The Americans clear. Puck left behind the net. Sebastian with it. Fires it out to center ice. Nobody home. And Sandwith will jump on the puck. But racing in behind him are the Winterhawks. Dorchak coming in hard. Puck comes up along the right wing boards to Spenrath. Fired into the Portland zone. Intwert will cover up. Now Barnes is shoved into Intwert. And they got him out of position, but no one could get a shot. Now Lindsay trying to center for Barnes. He does. Barnes for Nibs. Nibs can't get to it. And the puck goes back out to center ice. Now Nibs jumps on it. Back for it is Sandwith. Redirected for Barnes. Barnes without his helmet. Wicked cross check. Barnes, and a penalty's coming. Barnes just leveled Mike Ruark. And Barnes is hot. I think he'd like a piece of Ruark.
Well, I'm not sure, Kirk, that...
Retaliation, I
think. No doubt about it. And Davis stood right there, and you could see it. Everybody in this place, there was 6,000 people that watched Stu as he went right up behind Ruark and just put the lumber right to the back of his head. And
of course, Stewie was the guy skating around without any headgear.
That's right, and he's not going to get anything called for it. And Stu better be careful because now Davis puts him back in the box there. Well, that's a big penalty. 11:54 to go. Your number one guy is sitting out, Stu Barnes, the playmaker. And the Winterhawks playing some inspired hockey right now as their forechecking has increased dramatically, tenfold, I would say, in the last period. And
fifth power play for the Winterhawks. They are 1 for 4.
They're going to be playing some real good hockey right now as they do have the power play.
Americans have not lost here in Tri-Cities Coliseum this season. Spenrath. Nibs. Nibs will take the draw. Jakes and Kraus, the penalty killers. Winterhawks with it. Here comes Fry. Fry plays it right to Anchikoski. Fanned on the pass. Nibs there to break it up. And Calvin Nibs will start it back up for the Americans. Nibs finds Spenrath. Spenrath almost a breakaway, but Fry there to chop it away. Now back into the Portland zone. Nibs couldn't get to it. Back for the Winterhawks. Here comes Fry up the left wing. Now goes to the center. Fry brings it up right across the blue line. Shovels it toward the net, and Blishen covers up.
Oh, and that was a dive if I've ever seen one. Holy cow. Jakes goes up, touches Harrison.
And Harrison goes right flat down on his nose and is not going to get the call.
No, but there's a lot of judges down here that are flashing up 9s and 10s, though.
That was a pretty good one.
Holy
I mean,
cow.
the kid just right straight down on his face. That was really not a bad dive.
Who did that last year for the Winterhawks that won the...
Dennis Holland was the world champion.
Won the scoring title. I don't know his name right off the top.
Yeah, right. Double half gainer with a twist. Degree of difficulty 3.5.
And a smile.
That's right. Face-off left circle, Tri-City zone. Puck is up front, left point. Power play, Portland. Cross ice left, they go. Back up front now. Cross ice right to Fry. Fry's drive. Smothered up front. Smith a shot. Blocked out front. Puck's loose beside the net into the left corner. Kinneberg tries to bring it back out. The Americans shoot it back to center ice. Lindsay, nice hit there on Smith. As Degner trying to get to the puck. Chopped up in the air. Kinneberg with it. Back in his own zone. Todd Kinneberg. Headman pass for Meiden. Looking for Fleetwood. Finds him cross ice left. And Degner there to break it up. Degner 2-on-1 with Lindsay. Degner brings it up. Tries to shovel it to Lindsay, but Sebastian back. And now we got Kraus and Meiden with sticks. And Fleetwood dives in the middle of it.
Fleetwood
Third
gets in the middle
guy.
of it.
And Kraus is going to pop Fleetwood. Fleetwood's got to go, and now Jakes decks Fleetwood. Jakes gets cross-checked by Ruark.
And Kraus is hot.
Oh, Kraus is a hot puppy now.
And the sticks are up, and there they go. They're dropping the gloves.
Meiden and Kraus both got their gloves down, but and in the middle of that is Degner, who got caught by Degner, wanted no part of Scott Meiden, believe me.
Boy, they were teasing each other with those sticks, and I'll guarantee you.
I don't understand that. Kraus and Meiden still yapping at each other, and referee Adams standing there with a ticket book out. Oh.
Boy, there was some serious stick work right there, and you do not like to see that because they were at the heat of the frustration. The moment that they're in right there, reasoning is out. You don't think when you're in that position. And when you got sticks ready to use as hatchets and spears, it can get pretty dangerous. And it's a good thing that actually that wasn't a bad play by the Portland Winterhawks that got in the middle of that because it could have led to some serious fighting. Yeah.
But Fleetwood may be in trouble by being the third guy in.
He will be.
Kraus may get gassed. I thought Meiden was the aggressor there when I saw it, but who knows what happened when it started. Kraus is being escorted off the ice. Now Kraus is stopping to have a brief word with the linesman.
Well, Fleetwood will automatically will be out as third man in. He'll be automatically sent.
Well, let's see. Maiden's in the box. Jakes is coming over to the box. No, Jakes is talking with the linesman. Let's see. Well, while they sort this out, we'll take time out on this Tri-Cities Radio Americans hockey broadcast. Well, we try to get things sorted out. Referee Brad Davis talking with his linesman. We have a couple of other scores of games completed in the Western Hockey League tonight, Tony.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, Kirk, Saskatoon beat Victoria tonight. Victoria only one win so far this season. Saskatoon came on strong in that third period. They scored 5 goals, and they went on to defeat Victoria 12-3. The big game that I'm sure a lot of Tri-City American fans are really considered or want to know about is the Lethbridge-Regina score.
Yeah.
It was tied 2 apiece after 2 periods of play. Lethbridge scored 9 times in the third period.
Wow.
To Regina's 2, and Lethbridge went on to defeat Regina 11-4 for their 7th consecutive victory. And Dusty Emu in net for the Hurricanes, and he is one tough cookie. As we now see Fleetwood being escorted to the locker room.
Fleetwood's gone. Maiden's gone. I think Krause is gone. Well, I know Krause is gone because I saw him go. Well, we know who's got the hot water anyway.
That's for sure.
Well, you know, that's the first time really in a season and some odd games that we've seen 2 guys square off with sticks.
And that's ugly, and that's something that you really don't want to see happen. And there was some, again, the game itself has the fighting in it. There's no way you can take it out. The frustration levels are so high. And that's a perfect example of how high they can really go.
Yeah.
And that is not a good sign to see 2 sticks. And I mean, they squared off like lances. They were ready to start jabbing and poking with each other. And
looked like something out of the Middle Ages there for a minute.
It certainly did. And that's not a good thing to see. Kirk, I want to say congratulations to Mr. Frank Robinson, Mr. AL Manager of the Year, announced today. Baltimore Oriole, yes, no doubt about it, taking that team from the worst record in baseball 1 season ago to 2nd place in the East, or should we say the least.
Well, one thing, there's a 5-minute major on Jakes up on the board. The Americans may very well come out way at the bottom of this whole deal.
And there's 2 minutes popped up there now, a 2-minute penalty to Fleetwood, who has been exited. Okay, so that gives a 3 minutes.
Spenrath is really hot because he thinks the Americans have come out on the crummy end of that one, and so far I'd say that's true.
Well,
I don't understand why Jakes was the 4th guy into it.
Well, Jakes came in on Fleetwood, who was there to protect his player against Krause, and that brought in the 4th guy. But again, I'm not sure why he got a 5-minute. He should have been exited throughout, and there shouldn't have been any kind of a power play.
Well, let's see what referee Davis still explaining it to the captains. Here we go.
Portland Winterhawks number 8, Scott Maidan, 2 minutes for slashing plus a 10-minute misconduct. Number 18, Brent Fleetwood, 2 minutes for roughing and a 10-minute misconduct. For the Tri-City Americans, number 2, Rob Krause, a 10-minute misconduct. Number 4, Steve Jakes, a 5-minute major for roughing. Those penalties at 9:21.
And the Americans definitely came out on the bad end.
A major for roughing?
A major for roughing. They did not give them the 10-minute misconduct, which in that case would have been the best bet, to be honest with you, because now there is a 5 minutes major penalty. They can score as many times as they want.
Yep.
That would give them, there's 2 minutes, 2 minutes. That would give them about a minute, roughly a minute plus of a
yeah,
penalty.
about a minute.
Yeah.
Well, now, wait a minute. Actually, it'll be 4-on-3. The Americans may come out better than Barnes has 45 seconds left in his penalty.
That's right.
Then it'll be a minute and 15 of 4-on-3. And then it will be 4-on-4 for another 2 minutes, and then a free power play for Portland.
That's right.
So
that actually isn't too bad then if you down into the numbers.
Yeah, you need a calculator and a CPA to figure this all out. 10:39 to go in the hockey game. Boy, oh boy, is that getting strained. is gone, he can come back, let's see.
39 seconds.
Yeah, he gets a 10-minute misconduct, so he has to go away for 10 minutes. But normally, he would be in the penalty box for that 10-minute, wouldn't he not?
Yeah, he would.
Unless they're giving him a gamer. I haven't done that yet.
Oh, we haven't heard that.
Okay, it'll be 3-on-3 now for 45 seconds. Then the Americans will have a 4-on-3. And then Portland will have a 5-on-4, right? 4-on-3, 4-on-4, then a 5-on-4.
That's right. And a 5-on-4 would probably, it looks like it would be, it may be a 2-minute, 2-2. 45 minutes,
it'd be about 15. A minute of 5-on-4 for Portland. So the Americans will actually have the man advantage, which would be their 7th power play of the night. And then we'll go from there. And they're still at it over there. Ken Hodge is just screaming at Brad Davis. And I think we're ready to go. The scoreboard trying to get the fans back into this hockey game. And it will be 3-on-3 for 45 seconds, and then Barnes will step out into the play, and then it will be 4-on-3. Innes and Lindsay on the face-off. Innes wins it. Ruark with the puck. Cross ice left. 35 seconds left in the penalty to Barnes. Ruark up the right wing. Cross ice right for Innes, and we got a whistle. Now Sherstenka and Innes goes sailing back into the corner. Podlevny steps into the middle to keep Sherstenka from hurting Innes. And they'll come back out to the blue line. Try this all over again. 10:24 to go. Judson Innes is off now. It'll be Lindsay on the face-off. 30 seconds left in the penalty to Barnes. Lindsay to Podlevny. Back to Sherstenka. Sherstenka back behind the net. He'll start to bring it out. Finds Lindsay up the right wing boards. 20 seconds left in the Barnes penalty. Stolen away there by Harrison as he overskated. Podlevny knocks it loose. Here comes Lindsay again. Sherstenka hammered down. And Lindsay, being double-teamed, gets it off to Sherstenka. Now Portland up the left side. Harrison brings it up the left wing. Podlevny and Harrison go down. Barnes is back in the play. And now it's a minute 7 of 4-on-3. The Americans with the man advantage. Puck shot back into the Portland zone. Barnes, Reeves, Lindsay. Puck shot past the Portland blue line back out to center ice. Barnes back for it. Takes a cross check from Innes. They pulled Innes off because they wanted him back on when Barnes was there. Puck goes up the left side. Here comes Sakic now. Sakic for Barnes. 2-line pass.
Okay, Kirk, I got my calculator out, my abacus, the whole bit, and I figured it up.
Yeah.
Portland will have a 3-minute power play coming up.
Right.
5-on-4, a 3-minute power play. Where
How did we get it wrong last time?
Well, what we did was we added the two.
That's right.
The two 2-minute penalties together.
Yeah.
And they both, we got to remember, they got to run together. So what happens now is that a 3-minute major basically is what it is, and they can score as many times as they can put the puck in the net. The Americans will find themselves
with a 1-goal lead.
With a 1-goal lead, their backs against the wall in 45 seconds if they can't get anything established now.
Well, Rick Kolzig saying now Innes wins the draw. Puck's back to center ice. 39 seconds left, and the Americans 1-man advantage. Barnes gets to it, but it's 1-man-on-3. No, Reeves rather takes it in, shoots, hits inward skate. Puck goes behind the net. Sakic tried to chop it loose. He did. Dropped it on the ice. Ruark there, working on Reeves. Ruark has it taken away by Reeves. Puck's loose, left of the net, along the boards. Back to Barnes. It got by Barnes. 13 seconds left in the Tri-Cities power play. Here comes Dirksen. Dirksen drops it for Barnes, offside. 8 seconds left in the power play. The Americans need to get a marker here if they can.
They certainly do.
Linden's still serving a 10-minute misconduct from the last period. He's just about to be back on the ice as well. It will be Minden and Fleetwood both got 10-minute misconduct, so Linden and Black are back in action here when the penalties run out, which they have. Nibs with the puck to Spenrath. Portland with the man advantage now for 2:55. Portland with the power play. Tri-Cities coming up short on their 7th power play. Here comes Dorchak. Dorchak, blue line, puck stripped away by Podlabny. Back out to the point left. They carry it in. Cross ice right. Fry. Fry shot smothered up front by David Podlabny. Fry goes cross ice left to Smith. Brandon looks to tee it up. No. Fry shoots. Hits Sandwith. Sandwith fires it along the glass back into the Portland zone. Shift change, Tri-Cities. Scherstenka, Lindsay, Degner, and Sandwith on the ice as Smith tries to break it out for Portland to Rick Fry. Fry headman pass up the right side to Harrison, but Degner's there to slam it back into the Portland zone. Back behind the net, Rick Fry. 2 minutes left in the power play. Up the left side, Harrison. Degner goes down. Harrison, but the puck hits Scherstenka's skate, and he hooked him. Boy, what a dumb play by Harrison. And he put the hook to Scherstenka.
Oh, and boy, that was a godsend for the Americans, as they now are going to have a power play, believe it or not, for 8 seconds when the penalty to Steve Jakes is completed, and the Americans dodged a major bullet right there.
12:29, the time of the hooking call against Harrison, and he really put the hook to him, too.
Exit stage left.
6-5, Tri-Cities. Innes and Degner on the face-off. Scherstenka with the puck. Cross ice right. Ruck gets it ahead to Billy Lindsay. Lindsay losing it. Dropping back to center ice. There's Scherstenka. Headman to Lindsay. Lindsay takes a pop. Comes up the right wing board. Scherstenka will get to it first. We're 4-on-4. Puck loose at center ice. Degner picks it up. Terry Degner. Degner wheels in. Degner taken off the play, but puck left for Lindsay. Lindsay a shot. Blocked. Rebound up in the slot. Back to the blue line. Ruck is there. Fires it back in as the Americans clear the zone. Back for it, Sebastian. Sebastian up the right wing now to Ruark. Shift change, Tri-Cities. Bang! Sandwith pops Ruark, and Barnes has the puck. Barnes wheels in behind the net. Here comes the puck, shot the length of the ice into the Portland zone, and Ruark touches it for icing. 6:33 to go. Tri-Cities 6, Portland 5. We'll be back. The face-off in the Tri-City zone. Barnes wins it. A quick shot. Blocked. Puck's loose right in the slot. Winterhawks run it down. Barnes there to try to steal it, but it gets by him as Smith fires it back into the Tri-City zone. Now Podlabny around behind the net to Sandwith. 4-on-4. Sandwith brings it up. Sandwith, headman to Barnes. Whoops, Levin's offside. Just in offside.
They got their crossing pattern. They were on a collision course, and Scotty Levins had to do the next best thing and get out of the way as Stu Barnes. And he jumped across the line, and they call it an offside.
Well, Tri-City Americans captain Rob Krause well, not in his civvies, but he's in his underwear, watching from the tunnel now. So we don't expect him to be back, although there'd be about 39 seconds left where he could come back on the ice, but I don't think he will. Puck shot into the Tri-City zone, breakaway. Great defensive play by Colin Ruck. As they try to clear it, a quick shot taken from the left side. Now Scherstenka has it. Ruck came out of nowhere to block that shot. Now Nibs. Nibs brings it up. Nibs tries to muscle in a shot, tried to center it for Sakic, couldn't do it. Here comes Portland up the right wing. Jason Hicks with the puck. Looking at Scherstenka, steps across the blue line. Goes to the left side. Fleetwood backhand shot. Blocked. Puck's loose right left of the net. Picked up by Nibs. Nibs tried to headman it for Jakes. Back on the ice, Portland. Power plays over. Sakic with a puck. Finds Nibbs. Nibbs right circle. Pulls up. Sandwith in a shot. Scored! No, he washed it off. It hit the pipe. Sandwith, I don't know what that hit. I thought that dude was in. The judge turned the light on as well, and Brad Davis washed it off. That'll be interesting to see what the deal is there. Maybe we can review the television tape as Sandwith steps up to the blue line. I thought that was in, Tony, didn't you? Another shot, Spenrath over the net. Comes off the glass, back to center ice. Judson Ennis wheels up. Ennis, 3-on-2. Center, scored! Portland's tied it up. Well, you'd sure like to have that goal back, folks.
Judson Ennis with a great pass over, I believe, to Anchkoski.
Yeah, I think it was. And why did that goal not count?
Well, Kirk, what I think happened is that from up here, we can see it at this angle. It did look like it hit the back of the net and actually had enough spring to bounce out. But it, I think, hit the top corner of the post and was able just to do a funny ricochet and came back out.
I guess.
But Anchkoski, I believe, will get the tally for that. And Portland has come back. And they have tied the score with 4:53 remaining. It's knotted at 6, folks.
15:07, the time of the goal.
Goal scored by number 20, Wayne Anchkoski. The assist to number 7, Judson Ennis. At 15:07.
Here comes Degner, bringing it up for the Americans, losing it at center ice. Now it's poked into the Portland zone. Winterhawks have it. Linden. They take it cross ice to Fry. Fry centers a pass for Gorley, knocked away by Lindsay. Portland there to pick it up, stolen back by Dirksen. 2-on-2. Dirksen's shot hit the glass, rebound, shot, blocked. As it came right out in front, they had Intward upside down, but Degner couldn't find the mark either.
Well, I'll tell you something. Terry Degner just whistled a shot right at Intward and made Intward's name outward as he was all over the place. Terry Degner blistered a shot, and that hit Intward right up around the head area as he was sprawling for dear life, and he didn't want number 7 to get by him. Holy cow. Devin Dirksen was the one that really pretty much set that whole thing up as he picked a Winterhawk clean at the blue line and took it in, took the shot, rebounded back out, and Degner took the shot back in. And Intward, great save.
6-6 tie, 4:17 to play. Now the crowd's getting back into it. Barnes on the faceoff with Dorchak. Comes out to center ice, but Lebney runs it down, dumps it back in. Goes in behind the Portland net. Ruark goes in after it. Ruark trying to bring it out, up the right side. Sandwith there to keep it in play. Picked up by Reeves, and we got a whistle.
Oh, they're calling that gloving the puck. Linesman makes the call, and that's very rare do you see a linesman do that.
Faceoff will come outside the blue line. 4:01 on the clock. 6-6 tie. My, oh my. Barnes and Judson Ennis on the faceoff, I believe, as he tells Wayne Anchkoski where he wants him. Barnes has Sakic and Reeves. Sakic left, Reeves right. But Lebney and Sandwith, the defenseman. Ennis on the faceoff against Barnes. Puck is down. Barnes wins it, but Portland controls the puck. Cross ice left. It's loose at center ice. But Lebney taken down by Anchkoski. Left side. Here comes Sebastian. Shoots. Rebound. As a great save made by Donnie Blishen, and then Portland's Harrison was upended by somebody.
Jeff Sebastian taking the wrist shot right about center of the face-off circle in on Donnie Blishen. Donnie Blishen, the experienced goaltender that he is, was able to take that puck and keep it right in front of him with the rebound, a controlled rebound. Now, 2 of those goals tonight that have gotten by him were uncontrolled rebounds. The Portland was able to pick up and toss it past him. That right there was a big play because Sebastian was able to come back in and try to get a second shot off. Blishen came up big again for the Americans.
Ennis and Barnes on the face-off left circle, Tri-City zone. Ennis wins it. Sebastian, left point, another shot. Rebound. Shot back up over the net as Blishen took that one on the pads. This one's out of play. Up into the crowd.
Portland has certainly come back. Now, here's an interesting situation. Say that it does go to 6-6 in the regulation. There's 3:42 remaining.
Yep.
We've got Rob Krause, who is available to come back out onto the ice at 39-second mark of this final period. With 39 seconds remaining, he is out there right now in the tunnel with his stuff off. Will Coach Kolzig call for him?
Face-off won by Portland. At the blue line, Sebastian, a drive, stick save, Blishin back behind the net. Jakes, outlet pass, quick head man, tried to get it to Spenrath. Puck goes all the way into the Portland zone. Intward plays it out along the left wing boards as Levens and Spenrath sail in after it. Puck's loose, Spenrath and Levens. So they try to pick it up. Linden whacks at it. Now stepping in for the Americans is Jakes. Jakes up to Ruck. Ruck shoots it in. Spenrath has a shot. No. As Levens knocked down in the slot, couldn't do anything with it. Puck back into the Tri-City zone. Ruck back for it. Ruck wheels up the right side. Ruck, headman pass to Spenrath. Picked pocket by Fry and dumped by Ruck as he leveled Fry. Breakaway shot! Blishin stoned him! Oh, what a play by Donnie Blishin. Puck was uncontrolled. Picked up at the blue line by Dorchak. Went with a hard backhand as Blishin took it point blank.
Dorchak took Blishin to the left, back to the right, then back to the left, and he was trying to flip a backhand up to the upper corner, but Blishin comes up huge. One of the biggest saves tonight, if not the biggest, for the Tri-City American goaltender, as he kept that score knotted at 6. Fantastic play by Donnie Blishin.
Dorchak on the faceoff against Degner. Right circle, Tri-City zone. Puck back behind the net. Blishin will carry it around behind the net. Portland trying to center it. Ooh, a chance there as they caught Blishin out of the net. He sort of nonchalantly wandered back behind the net. Now it's picked off at center ice. Degner on a breakaway. Degner has a chance, no. But Intward slaps it away. Now Lindsay with it in the left corner. Lindsay chops it back toward Degner. Degner whacks at it. Portland jumps on it. Degner has control. Out front in the slot, Dirksen, his shot. Nice save there by Intward. Portland brings it up. Cross-ice pass to Kinneber. Right side off the stick of Dorchak. The Americans are to steal it right back. Now Hicks shovels it toward the Americans' goal. Stick save by Blishin. He'll leave it for Sandwith behind the net. Sandwith in trouble, back behind the net. Gets it out to Podlubny. Podlubny can't clear it. Now it comes out to Billy Lindsay. Lindsay. And he's dumped by Anchikoski. Puck goes back behind the net again. This time Sandwith will bring it out the right side. Fires it back to center ice. Overskated by Portland, back into the American zone. Outlet pass almost stolen by Anchikoski. Out to Lindsay, couldn't get a stick on it. Shot back again, but Sandwith is there. Whips it off the boards. Lindsay has it. Lindsay, 3-on-1, takes a chop, and the puck is shot back to center ice. Minute 34 to go. Ruck plays it back into the Portland zone. Now Barnes wheels in ahead of Innes. Barnes with it, sweeps it back up front to Nibbs. Back to Colin Ruck. Ruck shot in the slot. Knocked away by Fleetwood. Now shot back into the Tri-City zone. A minute 17 to go. Ruck back forth. They'll wash off the icing. Up left side, Spenrath. Shoots it ahead to Barnes. Two-line pass. Close, but no cigar, folks.
And that's what they do. They put that two-line pass in there just for that reason. Otherwise, you'd have players, offensive-minded players, cherry-picking all day long down at the other end in front of the goaltender.
Yeah, you would. Minute 7 to play in regulation. 6-6 tie. Tri-Cities and Portland.
Kirk, if you were to give something right now to the Portland Winterhawks, and if you were to say, what was it that they changed so much that they're doing in this period that they didn't do in the first two periods, what would it be?
Keeping the Americans' offense off balance. They're forechecking.
Exactly. Forechecking. They are forechecking tremendously right now, keeping the puck out of the Americans' sticks. And it looks like we got a timeout there.
Timeout taken by Portland. We'll take a quick timeout. Score tied at 6. Tri-Cities Coliseum, Kirk Williamson along with Tony Ott as the last home game for a couple of weeks happening right now. 2 weeks from Sunday, the Americans will be back to take on Regina, I believe. Back-to-backers with the Regina Pats. Well, the crowd getting into this one a little bit now, Tony.
Well, it took them about 2 periods to do it, but they're back in it. They were in it in the first period a little bit, kind of fell asleep the second, but now listen to them as this crowd of 6,000 gets ready to see a last minute and 7 seconds of regulation hockey.
And the Americans win the draw. Barnes to Devin Dirksen. Dirksen, quick outlet pass to Barnes. Gets right by him into the Portland zone. Foot race is on. Sebastian has it. Barnes takes a whack at him. We'll get a whistle. And I think we have an icing call as everybody goes sailing in there hard. And the call is icing. We'll take timeout with the score tied at 6. Innes against Barnes. On the faceoff, Barnes having a word with the linesman. Now he steps in, gets ready to take the faceoff. They're on Blishen's right-hand side. Puck is down. Barnes ties up his man. Quick shot taken, blocked out front. Scored! Portland! The puck was loose, picked up by number 9, Brad Harrison, and he popped it in.
Off the face-off, the Tri-City Americans were standing still as the puck was able to squirt out into the left face-off circle. And Brad Harrison was able to pick it up right at the outside edge of the slot in the circle, and he was able to put that one home. And oh my goodness, the Tri-City Americans fans here are in shock, shell shock, as Portland has come back and taken the lead first time tonight. 49 seconds remaining. It's 7-6 Portland.
Barnes with Sakic and Spenrath on the line. Barnes wins the draw. Dirksen cross ice
and
right.
Watch Blisson come out of the net.
Here comes Barnes in his own zone. Tried to center it. Puck comes out right side. Jakes and
there he goes
with it. Blishen comes off. See who's coming on. Kyle Reeves. Cross ice left. Dirksen. Reeves in the play. Shoot. Blocked. Barnes beside the net. He's knocked off of it. Now Sakic with the puck. Finds Barnes behind the net. Barnes working on Fry. Brings it up left side. Down low they go to Sakic in Portland. Able to ice it. Foot race is on. 12 seconds remaining. Jake's going to have to hustle to get back to get it. Icing the call, and we'll bring it back to the Portland zone. 8 seconds will remain. Oh, curiouser and curiouser, said the Walrus.
Oh, this is a shocker of a game. Now, Kirk.
Now, Portland manufactured a win over Kamloops a couple of weeks ago, too, remember?
That's right. And it's Portland, I am thoroughly impressed because they've only played hockey now in the last 20 minutes this period. And they've come back, and this is what it takes. WHL game.
8 seconds remaining. 7-6 Portland. The Winterhawks scoring in the last 51 seconds of the game, 49 seconds of the game.
It was 5-3 at the end of 2 periods of play. The Americans were ahead. And Portland has come back and scored 4 goals this period. The Americans have only scored 1.
Timeout, Tri-City.
The Americans has taken a timeout. Each team allowed 1. We'll keep it right here. 8 seconds to play. 7-6 Portland. Well, what do you do now, Coach?
Al Patterson, please call the control room.
What you do is you send Stu Barnes in there to win that face-off and try to set something up with a guy heading towards the net and get at least a shot on net. They're going to keep the goaltender, Donnie Blishen, out, keep the extra attacker in, probably line up 2 extra guys on the inside of the crease area or in the slot. Try to set something up. Possibly another possible one, too, is to set it up back at the point and try to take the shot through traffic. Devin Dirksen's going to be the guy in the back. They're going to overload. They're going to overload to one side.
Dirksen, Sakic, Spenrath, Reeves, Jakes, and Barnes. For the Americans, Dean Intworth, the goalie for Portland. Sakic to take the draw. Puck is down. Sakic draws it back to center ice. 5 seconds. Jakes in a foot race. Cross ice, stolen, empty netter coming. As Jakes is back, nope, time runs out. I thought Portland was going to get an empty netter there. Besides, didn't happen. The final score in a shell shock, and now we got a scrum going right in front of the Portland net. Spenrath is all over Rick Fry. Oh, he gets in a little shot there as the linesmen try to separate him. Spenrath and Fry and
Brian Shaw now, the governor and general manager, jumps out there behind his player's net. And I'll tell you something, you know what? There is a group of happy players on the Portland side right now as they get a bus ride home that they thought that they had completely lost in the second period.
Well, they did lose it in the second period, and they came back to win it. 7-6, the final score. Winterhawks beating the Tri-City Americans. Our post-game show coming up. To rest a little bit when necessary. Steve, that had to be a very difficult game for you to watch.
It was a little bit hard. Kind of wish I was out there. I don't know, it was back and forth. Not really much of a defensive game. A lot of offense to it.
Seemed like the momentum really changed late in the second period, maybe about the time after the glass broke. And Portland really came out flying in that third period.
Yeah, sometimes a little bit of a break like that, you know, in the middle of the game has a tendency to slow the pace down a bit, and you know, I think they did catch us a bit off guard.
What do you look forward to looking at that Eastern swing? Now, that's really not the way you wanted to start that long road trip.
Yeah, that's for sure. I guess, you know, going on this swing, a lot of good things do come out of it. Like, you know, we're on the road for quite a while. Brings the team really close together.
Yeah.
You know, be able to play with their players and, you know, get to know them better, what they're going to do on the ice.
Guys have a chance to really think hockey, no distractions, not even the distraction of going to school or any of that. It's really pretty much an intensive 2-week hockey experience, isn't it?
Yeah, that's about all it is. There's not much you can really do up there except just play hockey, eat and sleep.
A couple of teams in the Eastern Division playing very well. The first team the Americans face, Lethbridge, with right now a very hot goalie in Dusty Emo, who was at one time property of the Tri-City Americans. They're playing very well.
Yeah, they got a real offensive team. They have a lot of top scorers, a lot of high draft picks in that team, and I think we're going to have to play a sound defensive game against them the first time that we play them.
Seemed to you that when the Americans are putting points on the board, there's not much defense, and when the defense is going really well, it's tough to score goals?
Yeah, I think we're going to have to put our heads together and see if we can get both ends of the game going here.
We'll be back to talk with Tri-City Americans goalie Olaf Kolzig, making his first appearance in the Coliseum tonight when our post-game show continues. Back at the Founders Club at the Tri-Cities Coliseum, and Ole Kolzig joined the team actually on Monday after returning from the Washington Capitals. Ole, it was good to see number 33 back out in uniform tonight, even though it's going to be a couple more days before you actually get some game time.
Well, it's good. It's good to be back. I came to practice yesterday, and you know, I was struggling a bit. I was still got to get settled down from you know, from the pace in the NHL is a lot faster, so I have to settle down a bit. And you know, when I get my chance, I hope I'm ready and, you know, win a game for the team.
It must have been a tough one to watch tonight, the way that game, the way this game went with Portland.
Well, you know, especially since, you know, what Portland did to us last year. You know, they don't have the team this year like they had last year, and you know, to have a 3-goal lead at in your home building and letting them come back and beating us, you know, it's really hard on us. And you know, I'm sure the guys are really going to work hard tomorrow and get prepared for that Eastern swing.
Well, a goaltender has to be watching what's going on with the defensive play around him, and for a while there in the third period, there wasn't much.
Well, you know, those things happen, and, you know, that's what a goalie's for. Donnie, you know, unfortunately didn't have much help, and, you know, I think it hurt his confidence a little, but Donnie's a great goalie, and I'm sure he's going to bounce back. He's going to be a big part of this team, and, you know, like I said, those things happen, and you just got to learn from your mistakes and try not to do it the next game.
Ole, when you came back from Washington, you asked Washington to return you to the Tri-City Americans, get some more playing time, and really mature to move into the NHL next year. The coaching staff said, in fact, Donnie Blishen said that you were not going to come back and just waltz in and be the #1 goalie. What's your thinking about that?
I had no intentions of doing that. You know, with the NHL, you know, Bob Mason was expected to stay with Washington, and I came in and I stole it from him. It's the same thing I got to do this now. Is I got to come back, work for my, you know, for my #1 spot again. And you know, I'm not here. I don't take anything on a silver platter. I'm going to work twice as hard as I did last year to get #1 back. And you know, I'm sure Donnie's going to give me a good fight. And you know, we're both competitive, but then again, we're both pretty good friends. So, you know, it's I'll be working twice as hard as I did last year to get that back.
Is it easier for a goalie to be in a situation where you're the #1 guy and you have a backup that maybe wouldn't play but a half a dozen games a year, or is it better for you to be in a position like you were last year with Frank Furlan, where you two really pushed each other all year?
Well, yeah, like last year, you know, it keeps both goalies pretty sharp. You know, you can't let up. Like with Byron Defoe, I mean, you know, he's even though, you know, he knows that he's going to be in every night, so he doesn't have to work as hard. Here, you know, Donnie's a good goalie, and, you know, he pushes me just like I push him, and I think that makes both me and him, you know, better goalies.
Contrast your styles a little bit. How is Ole the goalie different from Donnie the goalie?
I think that's pretty obvious. You know, Donnie's a smaller goalie, really quick. I mean, you know, just like Frank was last year, he's more of a technical goalie, whereas I just come out and let the puck hit me. And we both have our advantages and both have disadvantages.
You would expect to kind of be, when the season's over, have played about an equal number of games, you think? Or you think one of you will kind of come to the fore? Have any feel for that?
Well, it depends on how it works. If both Donnie and I are playing well, you know, there's no reason why we shouldn't, you know, play the same amount of games. You know, if we're going to go to the playoffs, you know, we need 2 fresh goalies, and you know, if it works out, I can't see a reason why we won't be playing the same. But, you know, if, for instance, I have a bad season, or if Donnie has a bad season, you know, then obviously the other goalie's going to play a lot.
That's certainly not in the plan for right now. Is anybody having a bad season here?
Oh, definitely not. You know, with the team we have now, I mean, if we have a bad season, then it's going to be a long time before Tri-Cities has a team like this again.
Certainly some great talent, a couple of first-round draft picks in yourself and Stu Barnes. When he came back from Winnipeg, it took a game or 2 for him to kind of get back into it. That's about what you'd expect to have happen.
What did he get, 11 points in his first 2 games?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, well,
right.
You know, that's what practice is for, and like I said, I need about 3 or 4 more practices, good practices, hard practices, to get back into the swing of things, and I think I'll be ready for Lethbridge.
Olaf Kolzig, our guest on the post-game show. Good to see you back, and look forward to seeing you on the ice in Lethbridge.
It's good to be back. Thanks, Kurt.
Again, the final score, Portland winning at a comeback effort, 7-6 over the Tri-City Americans, and we'll be back to talk with Greg Spenrath right after this. We're back in the Founders Club at Tri-Cities Coliseum with Tri-City Americans left winger Greg Spenrath, who, boy, I tell you, that is one of those really tough games where it started off going pretty well. You had 2 goals in the first period and had to feel pretty good, and then all of a sudden it seemed like the wheels fell off.
Yeah, well, it was one of those games where we came out flying, and, you know, we sort of let up mentally, and they chip away, and, you know, we let up defensively, and they got back in the game, and they got the ball rolling their way, and they took it from us.
Looked like in the early going in that game, Greg Spenrath had found those goal-scoring hands again, and looked like you were well on your way to putting some serious points on the board.
Goal-scoring hands, holy cow. No, I got lucky on a couple shots in the first period on the power play. You know, we got a strong power play this year, and I got a couple bounces my way, and I was happy I could contribute on the power play. And
game sort of degenerated in the second and third period. Guys swinging sticks and getting into some extra activity that probably none of us would just soon see on the ice.
Yeah, well, we took away from our game. We didn't set the tone. We let them dictate how the game was going to play. We slowed down to their level. Obviously, you could see we weren't freewheeling and getting a lot of goals out there. We sort of let the game get a little boring and let them take it to us, and we just couldn't get back in the groove. And, you know, at the end, they ended up winning the game.
Got a lucky shot right at the end off that face-off that...
Well, it was one of those situations where, you know, a loose man got through and someone didn't bear down in their position, and the puck, you know, eventually scrambled out, and the guy was in the right spot at the right time and just put the puck in the net.
The thing you got to do is put that behind you now for the road trip coming. You'd much rather go on the road with a nice win over Portland in that bag.
It would have been nice, but you can also look at it this way. It could be a character builder. You know, the guys pull together and, you know, turn out a good Eastern swing, and, you know, could make us grow in a learning experience and help us in the long run.
It's one of the 20-year-olds on the team. You've really got some leadership responsibilities, particularly on this long Eastern swing. Guys who haven't done it really don't know what they're in for quite yet.
Well, you know, being an older guy, I got to help out the younger guys. But I look on our team and I look down. There's at least 6 or 7 good leaders on our team, and, you know, we're gonna be good up there. And, you know, it's just a time on the swing where everyone gets together, like Steve said, you know, we're all out there chumming around. You can't be down on each other, or else, you know, you just go right down the tubes. So it's a positive thing. We're going on the swing, and everyone will be up, and we'll do well.
Couldn't ask for better scheduling, really. 5 nights in Medicine Hat, really without much traveling in between, up to Saskatoon, and then just one really kind of long shag over to Brandon, and it makes for an opportunity to rest a little bit too, really.
Yeah, it's set up rather well this year. We don't have a lot of travel when we're out there. It's just the distance of getting there and back that'll be really long and tiring, and I think we'll get a lot of rest between games, and hopefully we can pull off 6, 7, or 8 of those games, you know.
The Tri-City Americans tonight losing a tough one to the Portland Winterhawks, 7-6, a game in which Portland came back, scored 3 goals in the third period, late in the third period, to really steal the win and steal out of here. They won't steal as many out of here as they did last year.
They won't, for sure.
Greg Spenrath, the Tri-City Americans. Our post-game show continues right after this.
Hello, my name is Tom Walker, candidate for Kennewick City Council, position 4. Thank you for your support in the primaries. My goal is to make Kennewick an appealing place to both live and work in, and to make it attractive to outside businesses, thereby generating new income without raising taxes. With your help, I believe we can achieve these goals. By working together, we can continue Kennewick's progress. Thank you.
This November, vote Tom Walker, Kennewick City Council.
Back in the Founders Club at the Tri-Cities Coliseum. Again, the final score, the Tri-City Americans losing a close one to the Portland Winterhawks, 7-6, the final score. The next action for the Americans will be from Lethbridge, Alberta, in the Sportsplex, and that will be on Sunday, late afternoon, Tri-Cities time. I'm Kirk Williamson. Thanks for listening. Good night on this Tri-Cities Radio Americans hockey broadcast.